Now we're recording.
Okay.
So, we're here once again on Tuesday. I almost forgot we were streaming today because I forgot today was Tuesday for until about an hour ago. So.
Well, it's been Tuesday the whole day, just so you know.
I know, but I only remembered it was Tuesday an hour ago.
Well, we did today, so you know, they changed our garbage night to Tuesday, so now you know it's garbage night is streaming night.
Well, originally garbage night was Wednesday night, and
I
then
know
before that it was Thursday night. I don't know. It's going to be Sunday eventually.
Well, I did. It used to be Sunday, Monday times.
I feel it's just going to be going around and around, and we never know where we are. So anyway, we're continuing our playthrough of Ultimate Alliance 2. I'll try and throw the controller at my dad at some point tonight until he dies, and then I'll take it back. But you know, we gotta keep things fresh in here, so
that's right.
Figure that we'll throw it around.
So you want to see my new mask?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta wear the mask. Here's the mask.
You found this at Walmart, I think.
Nope, I think
it's great. Here, get real up close to the camera so you can really see. That's so creepy.
And look, I'm Smart Hulk.
Professor Hulk.
And
I think you just need to wear that for the rest of the stream.
I should.
That's just it's off-putting, but at the same time it fits your face, which is
Hulk?
weird. Yeah. I don't know why. I think it's because it has your eyebrows. You have thick eyebrows like the Hulk does. So. I think you just need to wear that until someone else shows up so they can see it.
Nice stuff.
I think it's great. And you got your other figure thing that you're going to show today, too.
Eventually.
So, anyway, so to give a recap for people who are not here or are going to be here or whatever it goes, we play Ultimate Alliance. It pretty much follows the Civil War timeline. And, you know, where they had the whole Superior Registration Act. It splits them down the middle. You have Captain America versus Iron Man, not Captain Iron Man. Captain America versus Iron Man, who are staying on the different sides of the law with their own group. So we chose to go with the Rebellion. We're standing with Captain America because we don't want to register because you know we're not about that. It's cooler if you're like.
I itch on my Hulk nose.
Well, that's rough.
Can't pick your Hulk nose. There's no nostrils here. How does it breathe?
I don't know. There's like nostril holes like right there.
You picking my Hulk nose? See, I got you to pick my Hulk nose for me. See? Ah, look at that. Evie's picking the Hulk nose. Thank you, Evie. How about my ears? Can you pick my ears?
No,
get the wax out of my Hulk ears?
I'm not picking your ears. I'm sorry.
But
we had someone on stream ask us to do that before. It's like,
what?
They say, can you blow your girlfriend's nose? I'm like,
how do you blow a girlfriend's nose?
Well, they thought Madeline was my girlfriend, and they asked us to do that for some reason. And we're like, no, please leave our stream.
There's other streams that do that. Not
I know.
Streams. I won't be able to wear this too long because it's warm. But I bought it. Just for the stream.
I think it's sprinkled. Do you know this guy?
Hercules, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should put it on, what's her name? Give me her head.
Our head on the stick we have?
Yeah, Blanca. No, this isn't Blanca. This is who?
I don't know.
This is,
I don't remember what you called the other one.
Blanca's the other one. This is, your mom would know. Oh, goodness gracious. I scratched my Hulk head. I don't know. This Hulk head is making me dumb. Can't even remember.
I don't remember what she's called, to be honest.
I don't know. Anybody else? Is there anybody watching our stream yet?
Let me refresh. No, just the bot right now.
Oh, I have to watch it in the reruns.
But, I also like the fact whenever they have someone who's like old English speaking, they're like, well, let's put a lot of these and thous in there, and that makes it sound old.
Well, they started that in the Thor magazine, and I was just reading it.
The original Thor?
Mm-hmm. He didn't at the beginning at all, and then it was these and thous, and then by the time you're later on, it was like ridiculous. That he started talking everything in old English, whatever.
Well, it's the thing that bothers me so much is not the these and thous of it. It's more the fact that like they only do that. They don't do any other like old English speaking things. Like they had a whole different vernacular, so it's like you're going to do it. Well, you want to do it all the way, not halfway.
It was just so much. It's too much. All right.
Oh, she did.
Roxy. That's her name. Roxy.
That's her name. Yeah. I don't know why you just remembered that, but good for you.
Because she fell over like a rock.
It's weird that this has a neck, I think.
I can't even see it because I can't make the last one.
Like, it does fit your face, but it's almost weird that the neck's there because it makes your head look smaller than it should be.
Hope obviously doesn't drink anything because I can't get, there's no hole.
There is Ashley right here.
Is there where?
Right here.
Where?
Right there. Can you feel my finger?
No. Mmm. Hulk say good. Mmm. Very good.
So I've always wondered about like so Spider-Woman like has nothing to do with Spider-Man whatsoever.
No, she does not.
So like where did she come from exactly? Because like she has the same eye panel things going on. Has a spider theming.
Originally she was an experiment for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Really?
Yes. She was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
S.H.I.E.L.D. created her dad and I think it was her dad and S.H.I.E.L.D. got together and they created her. So.
That's.
I'm sure he's fine. And probably watching everything that's
and then,
going on someplace safe.
So Jessica Drew.
Anything that could really keep him down.
And then I think in the original comic book, she actually like drifted away at the end and went into nothingness or something. I never finished the whole series. It wasn't that interesting.
Well, my whole thing is that like it's one of those weird like because you have like the Bat Family and like the Avengers and all these different groups of heroes, and I think it's weird that sometimes you have heroes that are very heavily themed towards each other, but don't have anything to do with each other.
Well,
even though I feel like they should.
I think what happened with her, the lore was, I gotta look it up. Maybe I'll look it up. The lore with her was that somebody else was going to do a Spider-Woman cartoon or something.
Yeah.
And Marvel said, oh no, we better get something else out there so we don't lose the rights to that.
I feel like that happens a lot in comic books.
They created it. They created it, and then they put it on the thing. Hulk may return later on. We'll see.
I think it's interesting that it seems like 50% of superhero stuff happens because we're afraid we're going to lose the rights to it.
Yeah, I'm going to...
So let's do it so we can make sure that we don't lose the rights
to it. Oh, you said that. I got to look it up. I'm almost sure that's what it was.
Well, because when we originally played Ultimate Alliance 1, you can get different bonuses depending on which teams you make up. So, like, if you have all the Avengers, you get a bonus. If you have X-Men, you get a bonus. You know, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did one that was just called Femme Fatale, where you had Miss Marvel, Spider-Woman, Elektra, and Black Widow, maybe.
Okay. That would make us that fourth one.
Yeah, and so they're just like called the Femme Fatale, but that's why we used them for a while, and eventually we were like when we originally put like Spider-Woman on our team, we're like, okay, it's gonna be someone like Spider-Man. They're like, no, she's shooting laser beams and stuff like that, and she can fly. Where the heck did that come from?
Yeah, I know. Well, let me see. I'm looking it up. So we want to have our good theory. We should have like a history person here, like your sister. Where's she at? Not. We know where Madeline's at.
Yeah,
Olivia.
Yeah, I have two sisters. For those who don't remember, I do have two sisters.
Well, she could. But, I wouldn't trust Madeline to look up stuff. She'd be like, "What? Huh?
Well,
what?"
She could.
She could, but she'd take forever.
But she would rather just take the controller from me and have me look at it.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look up a new tab here, and we're gonna look up Spider-Woman Origin. Now, I'm guessing they changed it like 4,000 times.
Spider-Woman's joining us on this mission. How about that? Fun. And we're working with Cable. He's also an interesting character. I think Cable's interesting because of like how I for the longest time thought he and Bishop were interconnected because they appeared so often, like always in the same like thing in the TV show in the X-Men cartoon. Because just because they're both time travelers, I guess.
Yep.
But I always thought for some reason, I don't know why, when I was younger, I like got them confused and thought they were the same person for a while. And I don't know why.
Do they look like each other?
Not terribly. That's why.
That's not on your part.
Well,
I know she was.
I was like 10.
I know she was in Marvel Spotlight number 32. I remember that. That's the first issue, and her hair wasn't sticking out. She had a full thing over top of her head.
Really?
Yep. She was killed and though resurrected later on.
Okay.
Okay. Well. Okay. Let me see. So let me go through here. Her origin relates that she was a brainwashed spy working for Hydra.
That sounds familiar.
And she was put in the New Avengers. That was later on, Invasion storyline. Your second self-written December issues, Spider-Verse fan. Okay, some of these folks, that go in here on Wikipedia. It's like you can't start writing a Wikipedia and then start the first one and then jump to something way later.
This is why there's so many online wikis now, is because Wikipedia became so unreliable that everyone's like, okay, fine, I'll do it myself.
Well, it's okay, but this one here, what I don't like is
there she is.
she's starting to talk. They're starting to talk about the thing, and then somebody jumps and is like, and then they did a miniseries in 2015. I'm like, okay, but she came out in 1970 something, so you lost 20 some years. So what happened in between there? Okay, so here's what Stan Lee said when she came out, Marvel 32. He said basically, and the start of the character's 50-issue self-titled series. Okay. I suddenly realized that...
time, Ryan. You need to move faster. Go ahead, keep going.
All right, you want me to read it? Okay. I suddenly realized that some other company may quickly put out a book like that and claim that they have the right to use the name. And I thought we better do it real fast to copyright the name. So we just batted one quickly. And that's exactly what happened. I wanted to protect the name because it's the type of thing where someone else says, hey, why don't we put on a Spider-Woman? They can't stop us. Years ago they brought out, we brought out Wonder Man. They did. And DC sued them because they brought out Wonder Man and because they had Wonder Woman. And I said, okay, I'll discontinue Wonder Man. Well, they didn't discontinue Wonder Man, which is interesting.
I think he actually is in this game.
Yeah. He just didn't have a costume anymore.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they've got Power Girl after Marvel had introduced Power Man. So, fictional character biography. She's daughter of Jonathan Drew. I knew that in England. At her age, family moves in the lab by her father near Wondergore and Transia, where she becomes gravely ill months from a uranium exposure. To save her life, the father injects her with an experimental serum on a radiated spider's blood. Because the serum requires a month's incubation, shortly after he placed her in a genetic accelerator. Shortly after her mother dies and the father leaves for the United States, leaving Wyndham to care for her. On the accelerator, she ages at a decelerated rate. When she is finally released decades later, Drew is only 17 years old.
Okay.
She's ostracized by the other residents of the place because she eventually leaves to seek human civilization. She is captured by Hydra reserve unit under somebody else's leadership, and they brainwash her. Well, I said Shield, Hydra. I'm sorry, she was a Hydra agent.
Yeah.
Okay,
she's mentioned that before.
He allows him. Okay, once Jessica becomes. Once Hydra's top agent Jared is assigned to train her in combat and espionage to seduce her. Once Jessica has become his lover, he allows himself to be captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. so that she can be goaded into assassinating S.H.I.E.L.D. commander Nick Fury. I knew she tried to do that. She battled Fury. She killed Jared. And she learns about Hydra's true nature. She quits Hydra and assaults the unit's base. I remember that part. I remember that comic.
I think it's interesting. Fury has no powers, but he's constantly just going toe-to-toe with superheroes.
And then later on, they basically got rid of the spider blood serum and genetic accelerator of the original story. Her powers derived from her mother's womb being hit by a laser beam containing a DNA trait. I read this one too. The mother's they have a laser beam, something I can't remember what it is, and she gets hit when she's pregnant with Jessica, and then she gets the powers.
Superheroes have the weirdest origins.
Well, that was a retcon one later. And then the mother didn't die, but she mysteriously disappeared.
Of course.
And I know she was recruited into the Hydra, and then she's brainwashed. She's supposed to abduct Alicia Masters in London. That was Ben Grimm's girlfriend.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And she recovers from brainwashing and then joins him in saving Masters. And then she fights on. I started reading her comic. It's okay. It's from that time I told you that I'm not super fond of.
Wordy.
The wordy 60s and 70s. Too many words. Too many words.
Well,
not enough fun. I mean, there's a lot of action stuff going on, but it's just like
I think there's definitely a balance you need to strike with comic books because it is a lot. Like, let's be brutally honest here, being entirely impartial, because I'm both an artist and a writer, but art attracts people's eyes more, so I think when it comes down to comics, you need to focus first on the art style, then worry about how many words you put on the page.
Well, I don't, I mean, in their stuff, it's not just the just the words that are in there. And when there's words that
He's
go along,
interesting.
when there's words that go along with what's going on and it makes sense to the story, that's great. But when it's like just like some of the Avengers and it's just jibber jabber.
They used to do just doing exposition for hours.
Yeah, they're just talking about stuff, and it's like, okay, that doesn't really have to do with anything. And you know, the you know, Spider-Man for a while there was so whiny.
Yeah.
All he did was, "Woe is me," and Aunt May is going to get hurt, and you know he's got to swing across the city. Okay, I can go fight somebody. But what if Aunt May dies? What am I going to do? My life is okay. Okay, I'm tired of this. Okay, it's like 20 pages of this same old stuff. That bores me.
Yeah. No, there's a flamethrower on that helicopter. How about that? I've got, like, had to keep throwing bombs in this level, and I've probably blown myself up, like, 4 times at this point. And the only reason I'm not dead is because I'm playing with a character that's kind of bomb resistant. So.
Like the human bomb?
Well, it's...
You know who the human bomb is?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you know who the human bomb is? I'm reading police comics right now, Evie. There's a character called the Human Bomb.
I'll just finish what I'm saying. That's why I'm playing with Miss Marvel right now, because I kept getting blown up when I was playing Gambit, and he's not resistant to explosions.
Mm.
And she is. That's why I actually like playing with her. She gets a skill that makes her resistant to most kinds of damage, like energy and explosion things, which is really useful because the final boss has a lot of those attacks. So that's also why Madeline would play the Storm all the time, because she's the one who actually can run on electricity and she takes no damage because she does electric stuff.
Did you know when the original Miss Marvel, she was not like just Carol Danvers in a disguise. She was like 2 people that were split.
Like, I feel like I've heard that.
She would be Carol Danvers, and then she would transform into Miss Marvel, and then she would transform back.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere. Like, I don't know the full story, but I've heard it somewhere.
Well, you heard it twice somewhere because I just told you it now. So now you're totally.
I have heard it twice. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Right.
But she was Miss Marvel, and I don't remember how it stopped doing that. At some point in time, that stopped. It's probably about the time of the second cutscene. It's one of those things where you're reading a comic, and because that same era when it was super wordy, that type of stuff, I read them, but I don't remember all the details because there was just so much. Some stuff's easy to remember. Other stuff is just like, okay, more and more and more of this stuff.
Well, sometimes I find it interesting how, like, not just in writing and comic books, but in all media, how like they'll hit like the same 4 tropes for a while until that just becomes way too confusing, and they'll find something else and that'll be the new thing, and then until they start repeating that like 4 times over, and then it's boring again. Like how trends just repeat over and over again. It's more credit to the whole idea there are no new stories. It's just.
Why does it say offline?
Did we drop?
You never hit go live.
No, I did. Because I sent the message out a little while ago. You must have dropped.
No, I never saw that come up. Failed to post the tweet. What does that mean?
Because they'd already posted the tweet before.
Okay, but now you're live. I never saw that live stream. I don't think you just started. I just think we did 20 minutes of talking to ourselves.
Well, it's actually been recording this whole time.
I know,
so
but you weren't.
When we post this, it'll just be hitting content and no one can see. But I'm like, that's odd. Because it did hit go live. All that stuff.
I never saw that. I never saw that pop up.
Then I went upstairs to go find you.
No, when you came in, you said now we're live, and you hit a button. I think you hit stop.
Well,
I think you hit end stream when you came in.
Potentially. I have 2 different like opening things to go and say. I put the loading screen on when I'm waiting to get on. That way that they just see a blank wall.
I was just saying, I was assuming people were coming in, but I didn't see anybody. I'm like, nobody's watching?
That's
weird.
Well, okay. When I actually put this on here, Streamlabs updated, so it moved all our cameras around, so I had to reorganize them so that the cameras are where they needed to be.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, every time I do that, even if we don't change the names or the designation, it'll for some reason put the webcam where the gameplay is supposed to be, and it'll move the audio around. So I don't know why it does that whenever it updates.
I don't know.
But I had to go and move the cameras around so that we had them in the right locations. Because for some reason they all switched around, and I didn't know why. So I had to fix that to start off with. But
Well, Microsoft's not the greatest at with Windows. One of the things they're not the greatest at is keeping their USB straight. As far as USBs have an ID on them in order for it to know which one's which and that type of stuff. So when you plug one in and unplug it, that type of stuff.
Oh, really?
And for whatever, yes, and there's an ID of the actual device that you have there. And sometimes people spoof IDs. And the other thing is that when there's a lot of people out there, you're supposed to do things in a certain way, and they don't do it. You know, there's manufacturers that are supposed to go out there and say, set this up a certain way, or like this mouse that I'm moving around right here. I'm gonna refresh the chat here so we see who's there. How do I know who's there?
Just hit the little like person icon below that.
One here?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we just got the bot right now.
Yeah. So nobody? Metal Franny? That's just us?
Yeah, that's just us. It's the bot. But,
But anyways, when they go through and it has the ID in there, I found out, actually, this was a security thing we were doing one time for work. And we were trying to limit what USB devices could connect to stuff so we wouldn't have any malware.
All these freaking bots.
Or bad things that connect to it. And when we went and... well, why don't you just run to the bomb instead throw it?
Because I was trying to throw it and it just blew up while I was holding
Throw it. There you go. Now you can kill it. But anyways, when we went and looked at it, some of the things that we're supposed to say, well, this is like a camera device, they'd say USB mass storage device. This was supposed to be a storage device, and it was really a connector for some equipment.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this is not what it's supposed to say. It's not doing the right thing. But the other thing is, I was just hooking up the light gun to my arcade machine. So we have an arcade machine that I built, and you know that, and
the big one.
yeah, the big arcade, yep, that you designed. So on that, I bought a light gun, this new fangled light gun that's out there. So basically, what's different is that old light guns that were in the arcades, they basically have they can see the scan lines of the TV, and that's how they know in the position of where they're at.
Oh, cool.
So that's what they do. Well, when you do a thing like this, like a LED, there is no scan line.
Oh.
They just light up the ones that need to light up, and the ones that don't need to light up don't light up.
There's
So
a War Machine and Bishop.
yeah, so on an old TV, a tube TV, basically think about this like a laser shoot, and we just do that real fast and just paint the screen. So it went really, really, really fast.
Oh, nice Black Widow.
Yep. And so there, it would know where it's at based upon where the.
See, she actually has an accent.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Christiana.
Hello.
Hey,
One day.
You can watch it. The beauty of this is that you can watch it on your phone every single day, and it will change nothing.
Exactly. Just as entertaining.
But that's the other cool thing I like that you can do in these games sometimes is if you take characters in that know each other, they'll have special dialogues to each other. But I'm gonna be interested.
She was his girlfriend at one time.
That's interesting.
There actually was the Daredevil. It was Daredevil and Black Widow comic.
I'm like, this is back when she still had an accent.
That's right.
After MCU, she just stopped having an accent for whatever reason. But like, for instance, like if you were doing this on, like, we're on the Rebel side, so we're fighting her because she's on the Register side. But if we were on the Register side, for instance, we'd be fighting Spider-Woman because she'd be the person we'd be fighting. But since we're on the Rebel side, then we get to have her as an ally. I just like the fact that it changes it's all the same missions, but it changes your perspective of what you're doing depending on which side.
Why are you fighting her? I thought she was on our side.
She's with the Register side. She's with Shield and Iron Man trying to arrest us. Because we're actually this is our base and they're trying to attack it. So we're actually trying to defend it by beating up all these guards. I wish she would stop evading and throwing explosives. That would be really nice. But, so what they saw before was War Machine and Bishop who are trying to get inside, because Cable's stuck inside. He's our main guy that has all the tech.
Yep.
So, he's stuck inside. We have to find our way to him, but, War Machine and Bishop are, like, burning through all the walls, and so we have to stop them before they can get to Cable. So, I think they're the boss fight of this level. But, she's also another one that's kind of like, did she ever get a sort of superhuman thing going on, or is she just a really good agent, you know?
She's an agent.
I don't think she has any like superhero abilities that make her
No.
like, more durable and stuff like that.
No.
So, I can't. To be honest, everyone has some version of a super soldier serum nowadays, so it's so hard to tell who has superhero abilities and who doesn't. You know. So there she is. Got her.
You killed her.
Well, I knocked her out at the very least, which honestly shouldn't take so long, considering how strong I am.
Did you honestly think we'd be unable to call in reinforcements, Natasha? Your biggest weakness is your overconfidence.
Hey, Liv.
I could easily say
Coming to join in?
I was coming to show my nails. Ooh, they have stars in them. We just went through a major girl party.
How'd you put stars on?
I had a top coat that had a minute.
Oh,
It had
okay.
sparkles in it.
Cool.
Sparkles. And look, it's shiny.
Olivia's here. Say hi to everybody, Olivia.
Hi. I just did my nails. They look pretty good. Are you playing Ultimate Alliance?
Yes.
Yes.
I told you could come down here and
What a
play.
throwback. I mean, like, you could be playing it, you know,
Told you. You said you didn't want to.
but you chose not to. Still a little offended.
You can still play. I'm not gonna be here that long tonight. I got some work to do.
That's fine. I appreciate you spending any time with me.
That's right. I spend a lot of time with you. Don't pretend like I don't spend time. I spend tons of time.
You've been spending more time with me than most everyone for like the last 2 weeks.
Even before then, we exercise all the time.
Oh yeah, we do exercise.
Yes.
But I just like I just like it when we go and have the different fights that happen here. The different, like the fact that they go and pull. The reason I like this over like, so they have an alternate. Hi Olive.
Olive, yeah.
Yes, that is. We are now calling her that. That's fine. But I like the fact that whenever I played this game in the previous game, I ran into so many heroes I didn't know, but I understood who they were through the progress of the story, and because they have a lot of like DLC files in here that you can read about heroes, so you can learn who they are. The one thing I have to say, and I'm not gotten it, so I can't entirely judge it, but from what I could see at the commercials, they made Ultimate Alliance 3 for Switch. So, which, you know, originally I was like, cool, I loved Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. The thing is, I looked at 3 and it's like, all I see are the MCU heroes, you know? And don't get me wrong, I love the MCU. But, it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, the thing I thought was cool about this, and this, like, I could say the same thing for Justice League Unlimited, is that it brought in the lesser-known heroes that you didn't necessarily hear about, you know?
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that, because I like being able to, like, learn things, because I don't know all the comics, but I'm like, I like being able to, like, learn about these characters, because then I might say, oh, hey, I think this character is cool, maybe I want to go look at their comics, maybe I want to go see a cartoon that has them in it, you know? But, like, if they go and do it, like, and I get it, it's marketing, but I'm like, if they go and do it in the Ultimate Alliance 3, where all it is like, well, we got the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy and a handful of other people, but I'm like, if they're not going and pulling, like, you know, I want to see a couple of obscure ones, you know?
Yeah. Like,
That,
who would be an obscure one you want from Marvel?
Well, like, for instance, I, like, went into this one, you didn't know, and neither did I, like, the one guy we faced was the Grim Reaper guy.
Oh, I know who the Grim Reaper is, and the bad guys.
I didn't know who it was, but,
No, I mean, and the good guys,
we have that one,
I don't know all the bad guys.
I don't remember what his name is, but the one, like, the one, like, bald kid with the shield is, like, I remember being curious about that.
Bald kid with a shield?
I don't remember what his name is. I talked to him before we left the base. The other one, like, for instance, that we meet a little later is Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, I know who they are. I don't know. I never read their comics. I've heard of them.
Yeah, but I hadn't even heard of them before that. But they're a pretty major force in this pack. Like, they're going to be really important later on. But, like, I didn't even know they existed until I played this game. I hear they even had, like, a mini-series for a time.
Comic book? Yeah.
No, a TV show.
Oh, maybe they did.
Yeah, I hear they had, like, a mini-series.
But not a real live-action one. It was a cartoon one, right?
No, it was live-action.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
We're looking that up.
I don't know if they got past the pilot.
Alright, we're gonna see.
I definitely saw trailers for it.
Let's go back. Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger. It says season 3. Cloak and Dagger. A movie? 1984 film.
TV show. I distinctly remember this. Because the whole reason I looked at it was literally because of this game, where I'm like, oh yeah, I remember them. They were pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, I guess so. Television series. Let's see if this one says.
I'm just gonna, whenever you're in a video game, always blow up all the crates and all the things because you never know what it's gonna get you. Like maybe you'll get some points or something. I'm just telling you for video game 101. Always blow up all the things. If you have a destructible environment, break everything.
Well, it says yes, they had a TV show.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I literally only
Okay,
clicked
see
on
what Wikipedia has to say.
I just remember seeing their.
It was on Freeform, based on the Marvel comics.
Yeah.
It's set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe (MCU), sharing continuity with the other films. It ran from 2 seasons.
Nice.
It was on Freeform, which is where they changed Freeform now, so Freeform doesn't exist anymore.
I don't know.
Right, ABC Family it was. It's probably something different now.
Probably.
It was like 2017 and 2018.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever hearing any of that stuff. But now you know.
Yeah. Well, that's why that's why I'm saying is cool about this game is I did not know they existed outside of this game. So when I saw a trailer that said Cloak and Dagger, I'm like, oh, let me watch that because I know who those people are. And that's why I really like mass collab things like this. I wish there was one like this for DC too. Like the closest they have is Justice League Unlimited, the TV show. But I wish they had more like this that are just random little heroes. Aren't necessarily obscure, but they're people that you don't hear in major channels because they're not part of a big team or associate with another big hero like Iron Man or Captain America or something like that.
It's still so it's still on Freeform does exist.
Oh.
Yeah, so believe it or not, Freeform was originally is 44 years old. First was CBM Satellite Services, then CBN Cable Network from 81 to 88, the CBN Family Channel from 88 to 90, the Family Channel from 1990 to 1998, Fox Family Channel from 1998 to 2001. I don't remember that one. Then ABC Family 2001 to 2016. Then it became Freeform. Interesting.
Oh, that's not complicated at all.
CBN was, CBN was a Christian broadcast network. So the one that was ABC Family and now Freeform used to be from Pat Robertson, the Christian Broadcasting Network. That's what I thought it was when it said CBN. So I remember when CBN was first, that was one of the first cable channels when I first knew of cable.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's what it became, which is really interesting.
We're learning all sorts of stuff tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go check. I only ever saw the trailer for it. I'm like, I want to go see it.
See what?
What it looks like.
It says it might be on. Well,
it
doesn't
sure
say
someone's
that.
got clips of it somewhere.
Oh yeah.
If something's gone on the internet, it's never really gone.
Yeah, it was canceled in October 2019. So I'm assuming you can find it. I never heard of it. Don't know anything about it. So, anyways, I don't even know the characters, but now that she's at it, now I know.
Well, they play a major role in one of these things because there's this one point where you need to go and infiltrate some place and his whole thing is teleportation or something.
Well, I wonder if it was like the comics where it really truly is Cloak and Dagger, or if it's because it was on Freeform, whether it was a teenage version of it.
That's what I don't know. Because I only ever saw the trailer.
You know what I mean, or just like a different like when they did the Thunderbirds movie, right? If it was the real Thunderbirds, or if it's just the Thunderbirds. Now we made it into Fermat and Tintin's 12 years old, and which they were never in the show.
And we have to go rescue Spider-Woman because she's getting overwhelmed.
Spider-Woman?
Yeah, that's what.
How'd you lose her? Was she just with
you? Are you not paying attention to the dialogue?
No, I just went over it. You told me to look up Cloak and Dagger.
No,
I can't be. That's why we need a lookup person.
Cable just said that Yeah, Cable just said that we were trying to get inside to deactivate some hacking thing that Black Widow set up. But then when we did that, he says, we got a call from Spider-Woman that said she was getting overwhelmed, and then her comm went dead, so Cable's sending us to go find her.
Why is Cable? Where's...
He's in the center of the base. He's holding down the fort, so to speak. but he's trying to hold out until we can find him before all the other registered heroes get to him.
See, Cable was one I never cared for because he was just another X-Men with no costume.
Well, I've always
Don't I have him up here? I have a Cable up here somewhere.
Yeah, you do. Well,
I'm looking for him. Mr. Sinister, Sabretooth, Spider-Man. Where's the Spider-Man in the black? Oh, there he is. Oh, she's messing with my Electro. His face is coming up. It's masked. I don't know what secret identity is. Just kidding. Let's see. I'm missing, for this thing, I'm actually missing out of these.
Like all these Rebel missions are a lot of just beating people up because we're under attack and we have no resources, so we're just doing our best. I love that.
Just got the Hawkeye. The question is, my Iron Man, Hulk. I'm sorry I'm turning back to the camera, but I'm kind of trying to find.
No, you're fine.
I'm looking for.
I'm just punching a lot of guys right now. So
there's
it's all
a Gambit. There's I'm missing some characters in here. For this series, I got them almost all of them. Mystique I'm missing, but it's kind of an ugly figure, so I don't really care about it. Mystique and Carnage, which Carnage is hard to find because what they did is they used to make these figures and sell them at all the stores. Okay, then towards the end of the run.
Oh, there's War Machine.
Towards the end of the run, after they made these characters, the Marvel Famous covers, they started selling them online. Like a Diamond Select is the name of a company, and that's an online comic book company. And they started selling them there, and that's when I stopped getting them. So I don't have Aunt May. Well, Aunt May was one you had to mail in to get. You had to buy 10 of them, and then you could send something in and get the Aunt May. So I could buy her online. There's Aunt May. I don't have Carnage. I think there's another Wolverine that's got a. How many Wolverines do I have in that series? I got one with the blue, one with the blue removable mask. And I think they made a brown one. The same thing. I got both Toads. But there's another two. I think there's 3 of them I'm missing. Because I got the Hawkeye, which I didn't have. Is this Diamond stuff? That's weird. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. Hawkeye I'm missing, and Carnage. No, I got Hawkeye, Carnage, and I got Vision was just recent, and Wanda was recent. Acquisitions. So, not a lot.
No, but Cable is one of those ones I think that it was he's one of the strongest psychics in X-Men history, but most of it is power goes to holding together his body that's half cybernetic. Or something like that. I didn't
read those. I didn't like all the new X-Men ones.
I didn't either. It was something I read in a book once.
I mean, they're all right, but I just didn't. I wasn't. It was so much different lore you had to get, and then there was 5,000 of them. I think I stopped reading when Kitty Pryde came on to replace Marvel Girl. Originally, I think that's when I stopped reading the comics. I only have so much time to read these things.
Who that was for a moment.
I got to get through them pretty quickly. She dressed up like Marvel Girl at the beginning. I think she did. She was different, but she was younger. She was younger, and she was the one that Colossus was in love with.
Okay. She's the one that had a dragon, right?
No, I don't know.
With a Lockheed?
No. What?
Lockheed, the dragon? What's the dragon? He was like an alien or something?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Alright.
Are you fact checking me again?
I'm just looking it up to see what you're talking about. I have no idea. Is that the little dragon thing there?
Yeah, she got a little purple dragon dude.
She didn't have that before.
That's why I knew who she was.
And, well, of course she had a dragon, you know.
I'm all about the dragons.
She's supposedly dead.
Wait, she's dead currently?
I don't know. Something, I don't know. They start talking what happened in To Kitty Pride and Earth 616. I don't even know what Earth 616 is.
There's too many Earths in this one.
She's played by 3 people, 4. Oh, these are cartoon people, but Elliot Page, which used to be what's her name, Ellen Page, is now Elliot Page. Sumela Kea, and then Katie Stewart played in X-Men and X-Men 2. And so, wow. Anyways, I know she was with Colossus. That was just like when Emma Frost came on. I know nothing about Emma Frost because that was after my time.
I do not care too much for Emma Frost, I would say.
That was after the time when I read those things.
Well, it's like I thought she was cool, an interesting character. She was very badly handled. Like she was only ever like the rebound for Cyclops, even though she was a pretty interesting character on her own right.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like a reformed villain. So that could have been cool, except for she was only ever a rebound for Cyclops in that movie. If this dude could stop punching me with all his rockets, that'd be great. I much appreciate that. Okay, fine. Everyone's almost dead. Great. Okay, Bishop just got cables. Now we really need to go find him. I almost got like blown to death 4 times.
By who?
War Machine. Now we're gonna go fight Bishop because he just grabbed Cable and he's trying to take over our defense systems. Go figure. I'm just looking.
Dude, would you advertise? Would you tell them we're watching today?
That we're doing Ultimate Alliance 2, and there's talks about comic books, movies, and games.
Okay.
So
that's what we should talk about, whatever.
That's pretty much what we are talking about. I'm just kind of reacting to whatever I'm doing in the game, and then seeing.
You can talk in the game. What movie were we gonna watch? Something. Oh, we just watched The Replacements. What do you think of The Replacements movie?
Well, that was good. I think that everyone can get behind an underdog story, especially when they're all doing like funny things like that. Especially the guys who was shooting up the other dude's car.
If you haven't watched The Replacements is a movie with Keanu Reeves and a bunch of other people, Gene Hackman and other people in there, and this girl, I can't remember her name was. I like her though.
I cannot tell you though because I'm horrible with names.
Anyways, the movie's about football players. So basically, it's like football players when they go on strike. So they had a strike, and these are the replacement players. They come in.
Did this actually happen or something?
Yes, it has. A couple of times. They go on strike and they continue the season on. They put replacement players in. I know one year it was almost the whole season, I think, or maybe it was the whole season. It was a long time that they had the replacement players play, and it was good. Kind of what they went along with the stories. It was good in the story because some of the players that had tried before and never made it, they got their second chance and they actually became valuable people in the league. They actually had, and I think Kurt Warner was one of them. Tommy Maddox was another one. I think Kurt Warner was one of those guys that did that, and then eventually became a superstar in the league. But there's guys that just didn't have their time wasn't right before, or they didn't have a good thing, and there was lots of receivers and everything else, and they made the teams and made good careers out of it, which was great for them. So.
Yeah, I think that it was one of the things where Keanu Reeves did a good job.
Yeah,
acting since there are like 5 actors I know that have like one type of acting. If they're not doing that one kind of acting, then they're awkward in the role.
It worked for him. You got to see Walk in the Clouds, because if you haven't seen Walk in the Clouds, nobody has seen it. Evie, you got to see it. Walk in the Clouds is it's a romance drama movie, and it's really good, but Keanu Reeves is so bad. Everybody else in the movie is great.
Clearly trying their best.
And the movie's really good, but he's really bad. And you're like, oh my goodness, his acting is painful. And It's the same thing with if you watch Point Break. If you ever watch Point Break,
I feel like I've seen that.
it's a surfer movie. They're like surfers. I never saw it before, but I like Psych.
Oh, is that why they have that reference to Thor in the Avengers?
What?
Tony Stark calls him Point Break.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. So and so not only Psych, but many other shows that throw back to the 90s or whatever else when that movie came out. They always reference Point Break, Point Break, Point Break, Point Break. And I think there's actually been either a sequel or a remake or whatever else. But this is the original one with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. And Keanu Reeves is so bad. You got to watch it. It's an okay movie. It's nowhere near what people are like. Oh, it's so fantastic. It's nowhere near that. But it's so interesting just to see because it's not it's not anywhere near. His acting is nowhere near good. It's like the early Nicolas Cage acting. He's terrible.
I remember there was and I like how some of them are so prolific in how they like their acting is or isn't good that they kind of become memes in themselves.
Yeah.
I was talking to Malin one time. We were looking at this one character in a very new game, a very recent game, and I was just looking at this character and being like, this reminds me of someone, and then someone pointed it out in like the chat. He's like, he's a discount Nicolas Cage, and after after that, I could never see that character as anything else. He had the same exact like mannerisms. He had the same like scruffy face and everything like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this character is Nicolas Cage.
Well, Nicolas Cage was great.
And he wasn't played by him either. He just sounded that much like him.
Well, he's great in Into the Spider-Verse because.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Because that was what that droll.
We need to watch that movie again. That's a great
noir. Movie. Did you know that the guys that did that, they actually were guys that I think worked on Scrubs at the original? So basically, the Scrubs, and I got to watch the thing that's. I was listening to the Scrubs podcast, and they were talking about one of the episodes, and they were talking about these two guys that basically the creator of Scrubs was also working on other stuff with them. So they created this cartoon series. Basically, they were in. So when they did the show Scrubs, they had a hospital. They actually had a real hospital that they were in. That was their set. Yeah. So they just bought an old hospital that was abandoned, and they used the whole thing. So their dressing rooms were old hospital rooms. Everything is in there. The bar's in there. They created it in the old ER room or something like that. So in the basement was their editing suite. And what they did is they let these guys that were just starting out go down to the editing downstairs, and they actually did voices, and they did the plot or the writing for these cartoons, whatever it was. And I guess they became super famous. After that, they went on and did the Lego Movie. They did, what else he talked about? They did Lego Movie, Into the Spider-Verse. So the same guys that did Lego Movie did Into the Spider-Verse. They did.
Didn't they also do the Emoji Movie?
I don't know if they did the Emoji Movie, but they also did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs was theirs. And he just named them all off. I'm like, oh man, I didn't know all the same dudes did this. But they all started. So Donald Faison and Zach Braff actually did voices on the cartoon because they'd be like, come downstairs and on a break, once you come down and do a couple voices for this cartoon. And we did. So I got to look up what the cartoon was. But Donald named it. I can't remember what the name of the cartoon was. But anyways, it was very interesting. Well, I'm going to look at up Scrubs cartoon.
Well, I remember one thing I thought was cool is one artist person I like to watch on YouTube who did these really cool looking animations for the game Portal, which is a pretty old game at this point. In fact, I think it's on its 17th anniversary at this point. It came out when I was in middle school, so it feels old to me. But
what Portal did?
Portal, yeah.
When you were just playing 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it took me that long to play it. In fact, its sequel has hit its 10-year anniversary this year, I think. Or something like that. Maybe. But, the thing was, they did these really cool Portal animations. I'm like, that's so cool. So I was looking through the comments, and then, someone in the person who made it put a comment down there, thanking people for all the support, and they actually work at the studio, and they work on Into the Spider-Verse.
What did they really?
Yeah, it's like they started off doing video game animatics, and that, that got them noticed eventually. You can tell they have a very distinct kind of like old Disney movie style drawing, but like it was pretty cool to see where they're like, okay, hey, I know I don't post on here a lot, guys, but thanks for all the support. I now work on Into the Spider-Verse, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. So
Yeah. So these guys they're from Dartmouth College. They did Clyde with Chance of Meatballs, Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, The Last Man on Earth for Fox, and Unkitty. I don't know what that for Cartoon Network. I don't know what that is.
I think I've heard of Last Man on Earth, but I don't know about it.
They did Clyde the Chance of Meatballs 2.
I like how the enemies are
They did
running.
some with Solo, Star Wars movie. Lego Movie 2. They did what did they? They didn't direct the second one. They wrote part of it. They're doing the new Spider-Verse. They were producers on Storks, which I love. Which you like or don't like? I can't remember.
I didn't like it. I mean, in terms of animation, it looked fine, but like the story itself, I thought was stupid.
Yeah, they had the place it was called Clone High. Is the name of the show?
I'm like, as I said, the animation studio?
No, it's called Clone High.
As the animation.
It was the animated. No, it was the name of the animated TV show.
Okay.
So Bill Lawrence, who wrote and created Scrubs, did that one too. So Krista Miller was on there too, so that's interesting.
Cool.
That's his wife.
But I was just thinking about it today that I'm like, I want to watch Into the Spider-Verse again, because I always find new details every time I watch it, because it's just one of those sorts of movies where it has so many little animation things in it that you can probably find some new detail you didn't see the first time, even watching it like the seventh time. Because it's a really good movie. I think the biggest issue that movie's going to have as a sequel is just living up to itself,
Which one? Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse, because we know
first one was so.
We know there's going to be a 2, so the biggest thing it's going to have to deal with is itself, really. It has to be at least as good as the first one was.
Yeah, no, it was really good. He was really good.
Well, it did a good job of bringing in so many characters, but not feeling crowded, which I think is something that kind of the later Marvel movies have an issue with. Because I've seen some people bring this up, because we saw Endgame, like, opening night, practically. We had, like, that was the one we went to the special showing for, right? Endgame?
Yeah, Endgame, I think it was.
But, so we got to see it's practically opening night. But, when we saw it, it was like, it's a really great movie, really good, it cinches up a lot of things in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and, Phase 4 and all that. But I will agree with some later, like, assessments people had, especially with the final battle, is that it feels a little cluttered. You have so many people, so many forces, so many, like, heroes on the screen, and it's really cool to see them all together. But the thing that it comes at the end of the day, though, is how many of them are doing something that matters in that fight. Like, you see them punch a few goons, you see them punch a guard, but, besides, like, just fighting with each other, what are they doing that's mattering in this fight? And I think that's something that's hard when you have larger casts, is making it so it feels like all the characters in the scene matter. Like, that they have something important they're doing, or that's, like... That was something that was really impressive, I thought, in Spider-Verse, is that they brought all these different spider people, like, halfway through the movie, no less. Like, they weren't even in the beginning. You're, like, probably, like, 30, 40 minutes in before any of them show up, but yet you could, like, immediately get a distinctive enough idea how they all work, how they work differently, and it doesn't ever feel like it's too crowded.
I don't have time to explain why. Either back off or suffer the consequences.
Well, clearly we're going to suffer
Who's
the
that?
consequences.
Bishop?
Yep.
See, I don't know if Bishop's powers are either.
His is energy, like, absorption. Where did I go? I got blasted way over there. He absorbs energy and redirects it. So that's what he was doing earlier with War Machine. is that War Machine was shooting him with lasers, and then got supercharged. Like now he's absorbing energy from our like things. But War Machine would give like him like a lot of power, and then he would just go ramming through stuff because he can like take energy and then redirect it. I think that's his only power. I just remember he used it a couple times in the comics that I read. Namely when like it came to dealing with like really powerful characters like Rogue or Jean Grey, is that he could like take their energy and push it back.
Yeah, but he's one
he
of those.
He obviously had an upper limit.
It was like every week they had a new one.
Well, the interesting thing is like I don't know if he actually ever had that power in the cartoons, because I remember him in the I first heard about him in the cartoons, but I don't ever remember if I don't know what the heck's going on here. It looks like it's like a big levitating yo-yo or something.
Get tire. It's a tire swing.
Yeah, but the characters I tend to use in this things like generally when you want to play this is like you want someone that has a radius attack, which is why I have all those on here. Like Gambit and Daredevil both have like a pole swing that covers a radius. She has a smash thing that covers a radius, and I think Deadpool has an explosion that covers a radius. But you want something like that because like that way, even if you don't directly hit the person, you're at least going to catch them somewhere in your like blast of some sort. But they're really good for clearing rooms. Or like in this case, I have to go and break these machines, so it backfires on.
It seems like in this stuff you're just running around and beating up a lot of stuff. When does this game go to the next level or something? Like,
well, in this case,
how much do you have to beat up? I mean, is this like do you have to play this game for like 40 hours to beat up things, and then you can go do a thing? See, that's where I don't do. I mean, they're great games, but I don't do the games because it's like I don't.
It varies from game to game. In this particular game right now, I'm trying to hold off the siege on our fort, so yeah, I'm fighting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I'm being attacked. It's like if you know that I was in the castle and there's a bunch of people attacking me. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of fighting because I'm holding off the attack. If I was on the other side, then I'd be doing the attacking. Yeah, I know he resists energy, and I'm using someone who specializes in energy, but honestly, I'm doing it anyway because it's still doing damage to him. But, like, try something else. I'm like, I'm still doing a lot of damage to him. It's like I can't use my energy attacks, but I'm just strong, so I can just hit him. There you go. I know you're about to die. 1, 2. See, I was trying to hit him up close. I have to just hit him up close, but I have someone with a radius attack.
So why don't you just hit it like 3 times and blow it up?
I did hit it 3 times, and now he's taking in too much energy that he can't handle it because he has like an upper limit of how much he can absorb.
Yeah.
If he takes in too much, he can knock himself out, which he just did.
And he's a bad guy?
In this particular storyline, yes.
He's
not. He is a hero, but he's on the register side, so he's trying to arrest us. So for all intents and purposes, he is a bad guy.
Who's that guy?
That's Cable, and Iron Man's on the hologram.
Oh, damn it. I knew I should supervise this op personally. Next time, turncoats won't be so lucky. They'll get it. And the best equipment money can buy. Trust me on that. If he were smart, he'd stop this foolishness. But I can see he wants to play this the hard way. So be it.
So be it.
I don't know. I just like this version of Civil War more because they all have so much attitude. And see, if you escort like your robot all the way to the end of the level, he'll do the robot.
Oh, cool.
It's like a secret mission.
And then he blows up.
And then he blows up, yes.
Cool.
But like, you get 2 robots in the beginning of the level, but if you somehow keep them from both dying, then you get
2 weeks later.
Uh-huh.
We've already enjoyed some victories in this conflict, but we knew we were going to be in for a tough fight. And it looks like Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. are working overtime. They've been rounding up unregistered heroes and criminals like there ain't no tomorrow. In fact,
See, there's a negative zone. We're gonna
Yep.
talk about it.
The only way to access this new prison is via a network of tunnels.
Baxter building. Yep.
Obviously, it sounds like a very secure facility.
Don't let that rattle you, though. More folks are joining our side every day, and there's no question we can win this thing.
Agreed. However, keeping our people out of that prison will be one of our top priorities going forward.
Like every time I play this game, like I just can't see the registered hero side
Head to the briefing station when you're ready for your next assignment.
because like they just like use very underhanded methods, and like they're just trying to get it over with as quickly as possible. While like
Now, what would happen if you would have picked the other side? That last mission you wouldn't have done.
no, the last mission we would have been the ones attacking. So like for instance, we would have been the ones fighting Spider-Woman. We would have been the ones trying to catch. Oh, there's Iron Fist. We would have been the one trying to catch Cable.
We'll take Iron Fist with you.
Can I take him with me yet? Yeah, I can take him with me if I want to.
Well, why'd you leave him?
But he's just chilling.
Or you can only have 4 people.
Only 4 people at a time.
Oh.
So he's just chilling, doing his Zen thing right
He doesn't do anything.
now.
Who's the other person that was on the person? Yeah, who's that?
um,
Yo, what's up?
Who are you?
I don't know.
Yeah, seems like they were ready to rumble at the stroke of midnight, though. I was just lucky enough to make my case and still get away. Or stupid, take your pick. But I ain't one for doing things halfway.
You know who he is?
Nope.
Oh, he says Prodigy.
Goodbye, Prodigy. Okay.
Yeah, later.
I don't know who that is.
Here, somebody was. Keep going. Here, who's in yellow?
She is.
Fire store.
Yeah, Firestar. You're right.
You know, she came from the cartoon.
Yeah.
Which one?
Gosh, is it Spider-Man Friends?
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Yes, and they had Iceman too.
Iceman and Firestar. She was created for that. I don't think she existed before then.
Yeah, because wasn't it like that she was, like, there was originally another hero that was like her but was a guy?
Could be. I don't know.
Like, there's Firestar and there's Starfire?
Could be.
Something like that.
Starfire somebody.
Yeah, see? Isn't it good to be on a team with Iceman and Spider-Man again?
There you go.
It's always good to be around such amazing friends.
Ah, God, it's funny.
Well, that's why I like the,
I can't think of any of my old teammates who'd buddy up to Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. right now, given what's been
that's
going
why I
on.
like this game, is that there's little things that you know what to look for.
Yeah. Speedball, he was the one that's this, I think, a speed guy.
Yeah, he nearly died.
I heard
We're
that.
gonna face him later.
When it comes to Robbie, all I care about is that he's alive and doesn't blame himself for what happened. Anyway, good chatting with you. Bye for now.
Get lost, is what she said.
Well, yeah.
Ta-ta for now.
Clearly she's busy. I'm just looking around the base for collectibles. But, that's what I like about this. I like that you can go around and be like, hey, where'd that hero come from? Or like, hey, they had a little nod to where she originally came from. That's pretty cool.
Yeah?
I love, whenever I play any game, I always love hidden details and little cameos.
So, I got a question for you. When
Yeah.
Madeline gets back home, and you guys are putting your streaming schedule together, what are you going to do about Friday nights?
What do you mean?
You know, have football games coming up. You got like 5 weeks in the next
I
12
don't know,
weeks.
we might have to move into Saturday.
Then 5 weeks it'll be streaming. It'll be football games, right? Because I only have like 5 or 6 home games for your guard, whatever.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to do that. You got to figure it out. Don't want to leave your fans all waiting there.
Isn't Hell's Kitchen where Daredevil's from?
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen. I want to see the Green Goblin. Where's he at?
He'll be here, don't worry. So, essentially what they're doing, this is the reason I don't stand with the pro registration side. They're going and capturing super criminals,
Huh?
infecting them with a nanite solution that makes them essentially mindless puppets.
That's good.
Well, it's going to come back and bite them.
For the bad guys? Or are they making the good guys mindless puppets?
They're making the bad guys that, but the thing is that this is an experimental like technology that they don't have full control of, but they're that desperate to win this war. They're like, you know what? We don't have enough registered heroes. More and more heroes are turning to the rebellion. So let's go and hire some supervillains with this mysterious technology we don't entirely understand. So I'm like, I can like even when I played through this once on the registration side just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can't stay with the registration side because they make a lot of questionable choices. And arguably the whole like final plot of this game, like the final boss and like the final conflict that brings both sides together, is entirely their fault.
Now I got a question. Can you like if you play 2-player games, can one be on the go for the rebels and one go for the other one?
No, if you play 2-player, you have to be on the same team.
Oh. Now, if you're in the middle of the game, now can you make it 2 players or is it only 1 player?
If I
You don't have
wish
to do
I
it.
could. Well, I don't know if this thing works. It's I haven't been able to charge that one lately. I just need to get a better cord for it.
Yeah, where's the other cord like this? Don't we have a charger?
It's here. You
Wow.
just have to plug it in.
I know it only charges on certain things. Go ahead, you do your stuff. But that one there should be charged by now, the one you did. I don't think you can plug it into a PC one and have it charged. I don't remember. They had one that was like weird, you couldn't do that. What's red? Does that mean anything?
It means it's charging.
Is that what it means? I solved world hunger. Look at I did that. I figured it out.
I like how that relates to solving world hunger, but
Well, I solved something that was unsolvable. The unsolvable solve. I look at the Thunderbirds characters over here. I gotta watch the rest of the Thunderbirds.
which one? The new series?
That one and the original one. I never saw the other ones all the way through.
Really?
No.
That might be the one series I've seen all the way through that you haven't.
Yes, I gotta watch it. I'm looking on there. We got everybody. There's
The
one.
the writing, admittedly, like most TV shows, got really weak towards the end.
On which one? The original one?
Yeah, some of the like things they were facing just kind of got ridiculous.
Hmm.
Or like you would only see like 2 of them. You'd be like, okay, we're just gonna show you Scott for this entire thing.
Oh.
And maybe Virgil will be towards the end. But it's like before it was like, here's what the entire family's up to, and then it's like, oh, they're off doing something.
Well, I'm looking at this thing right here, and it's got. We got the ones from.
I like how I fight this, and I'm like a literal superhuman with glowy Nova powers, and I can't punch through a metal shield. I can destroy giant robots with my fists, but I can't get past a dude with a metal shield because game mechanics. Come on.
Looks like I'm looking at some of these little figures, which I don't really collect, but I just put them on here because I had them. And they're like falling over. I'm like, why are you falling over? You just gotta stand up.
And I go on about to, and I love all the little lines the characters have when they're going and playing. That they'll have like their different like sayings in line depending which side you're on and depending which hero you're playing with. But I'm like, even doing that in here, I'm like, man, this Marvel's really cool in this. I really don't like the other ones so soulless in the movie. Like, it shouldn't. It just goes to show it's like, yeah, it's not hard to make this character cool.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you not make her cool? She's kind of built in to be that way, and I think it's. If you want to ask me, I think that they just leaned way too much into the "I'm a soldier" trope. Because
Yeah, I'm a soldier trope.
well, whenever you have a character that's like that, it gives them a sense of like seriousness, but you
Yeah.
have to give them like either a good sense of humor or some other big quirk that helps balance that. Otherwise, they come off really just blank. And I think that's the issue, is that her only characteristic for the most of the movie was, I am a soldier. Now I'm a soldier with amnesia. Now I'm a soldier with fury. Now I'm once more a soldier with amnesia.
Who is?
Captain Marvel in the movie.
Oh.
It's like the only thing I can...
They just started recording a new one, so you should be thrilled.
I'm willing to give it another chance, but the 2 things they gotta solve for her is, 1, need to give her any sort of personality quirk. I don't care what it is, just something to be helpful. And they need to not make her so overpowered. Because how are you supposed to give... If she could literally was the person who could go and punch Thanos without... When literally Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man all at the same time were having difficulty with that. what sort of villain is going to keep her down? You know,
Yeah.
that's the issue. I'm like, that's not where I wanted to throw that bomb. But hey, if you could stop punching me, I'd be really grateful. Again, this is what I'm telling you. These dudes with the stupid shields. I can literally break robots with my fists, but I can't punch through a stupid shield. And this dude with the freeze ray.
So I'm just looking at these Thunderbird figures. I don't know if I bought your brother them. I'm looking at the little ones, the Matchbox ones that they made in the 90s, I think, in there. And there's Scott. Yellow's got to be Virgil, right?
Yes.
Purple is
John.
and then we're missing the other two. Did they even
Gordon
make them though?
Allen.
I don't think the orange was. Which one was orange?
That should be Gordon.
Because we have the purple. So we got two purple. We don't have the white. Who has got to be
Alan.
And then orange is Virgil, isn't it?
No, yellow's Virgil.
Who's orange?
That should be Gordon.
Gordon and.
Stop blowing up. I
I
really
only pay $6 a piece for them. I was just looking. I had to look them up. Now I was thinking about them. I'm like, hey, do we have all those or not? Wonder if they made Jeff. Think they made Jeff Tracy?
Maybe. I really can only say maybe. Like, I feel like maybe I've seen that, but I could also just be imagining it.
I think you're making it up. So here, yeah, no, we have Jeff Tracy. I have Jeff, and so there's Lady Penelope, Brains, Parker.
Yep.
Got 3 of the Hood, and Jeff.
I think he came with like different people.
Well, I bought them different times. You know how long I searched for all those for your brother?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my gosh.
I remember, and we were just like, why'd you destroy those dudes?
And he destroyed some of them. I actually had, believe it or not, for the, was it Thunderbird 2?
Yeah.
Or Tracy's Island, I can't remember. I had somebody bring that back from Australia.
Yeah, I think it was the Tracy's Island.
Somebody that worked for me actually went to Australia to see her fiance, and they're coming back, and she's like, "Can I get you anything?" That type of stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, can you pick up one of these things at the store?" Because I didn't sell them in the U.S. And she brought it back.
That's cool.
It was cool. She was very nice to do that.
Yeah, I think it's cool we are able to get things like that. Okay, where's the thing with that?
The thing is, I may actually have those other two that I bought in there somewhere. You may never know.
Let's see.
I know for the full-size ones, they only made a couple of them. They only made Virgil. And your brother ripped the heads off of those, too. Who's the destructive kid? I'm looking for them. There they are. I have Gordon, Alan, the Hood, 2 Virgils. I bought the second Virgil because he ripped the head off the first one. Brains is missing his glasses. So he kind of looks like Brains, but kind of not. Anyways, so much for all that collection stuff.
I think it's cool.
I think it's awesome. It's something to do. It's fun.
I like That's cool. I like the just being able to have like a complete set of something.
Yep.
In terms of me, the damage sustained.
Now I will go look online and try to find the other 2 that I don't have.
Well, I mean, why not? You already got all the rest of them.
Ooh, purple, yellow. I'm just missing the bigger one. I always thought Thunderbirds were cool. So there's the bigger set we have all those. I never bought any of the newer ones when they came out. They came out a couple years ago. Interesting thing was I remember when that set there that we have there actually was in the U.S. I remember going to Walmart and they actually had them there. and I'm like, what's the Thunderbirds? Because I never had seen the show.
Uh,
I mean, I knew what the Thunderbirds were. I knew it was a marionette show, but you didn't have the internet. You can go look everything up and go
Yep.
watch stuff. And if you wanted to, I remember I think they may have just started selling the VHS tapes that they had them on, but they were expensive. They were only coming from Europe, and we'll use this reveal on Friday. This stuff here. I'll do that today.
that's cool.
We need to get more people there. See the new action figure. New action figure coming out Friday. We're going to show you a new one. So I got to take a break here. So I got to check where your brother's at. So I might stop
Yeah.
back. Keep
You
talking.
got it.
Keep playing your game.
I will continue doing that. Yes.
I'm going to go see and make sure I know he's got first day of band camp for NC State.
Yeah, my brother's at a state band, and they got like. Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't have the upgrades on the entire time. They're they have like till 10 o'clock band camp, and that's crazy. Anyway. Oh, there she is. Like, I knew Songbird was in this level somewhere.
I might be in charge of handling supervillains while the so-called heroes battle it out, but I bet I'll get a bonus for stopping you traitors.
I always loved being super aggressive.
You're still going up against all of S.H.I.E.L.D. Your cause is hopeless.
Yes, Mr. Malin has to leave. I don't know where she's from or what she does. Whenever I play Registration, she is the person I always play with because I do really like her attacks. She has really cool attacks and she can fly. She has like song-based like energy projection of some sort. Like it's sound-based, and so you know, kind of like if Black Canary was cooler. Nothing against Black Canary. I think she's awesome. But I like always knocking her into these electric fields. Let's see. We need. Where is she? There we go. But I don't know where she's from. I've only ever seen her in this. But again, this kind of go back to what I was saying about before with the reason why I like these games is that they just like introduce you to so many characters you've never heard of. And yeah, that's her one attack I really like. Because she does like the snap thing that like just stuns people. Great, she stunned me, just like I was talking about. Okay, 5 seconds. There's a guard button, but I never remember what it is. Do this again, so I hopefully don't die. She's getting really close. These are so much easier, like because you can like do this in subsequent playthroughs where you'll still have all the abilities you originally had on your characters. Gosh, she keeps killing me. Heal up. You're so close. But I don't know where she's from, but I think her abilities are pretty cool. Even if she's because. Like, most characters have, like, 3 abilities and, like, one, like, I wish we could dodge buttons in games. Yeah, there's a block button. I think it's... Oh, someone's gonna shoot me with a rocket. Nice. See, like, this is my guard button. I forget it's there because it's, like, on one of these buttons, on the, like, the L and R buttons. I forget those are there half the time. Oh. I'm sorry, Daredevil died. I'm sorry, Daredevil. But, I need to get a new character eventually. Oh, that's the electric field. Nice. I always forget that there are, dodge buttons, and Murdoch got murdered, yes. He did! Poor guy. Though, to be fair, he's the, I'm sorry. He's the only one that I don't use a whole lot. Because Deadpool does eventually get self-regen. Miss Marvel resists all energy-crushing explosion damage when you get her higher, and then Gambit resists energy damage. So, he's really the only one that really was going to have some issues with Songbird there. And I feel bad for him. I do like his moves. He's pretty cool, but I don't have any tokens to revive him. So, I'm too bad on that. But, I don't know where Songbird is from. My dad might if I told her, but She's like, that's why, where are we doing now?
Use that crane to reach the high line. Once it's clear, ambush will be a go.
Yeah, ambushing. I was like, whenever I play this one, I always am like, normally I'll be like, okay, I'll do the diplomatic voice option, or I'll do the you know, dismissive or whatever. Like, I like doing the aggressive ones. I like definitely telling them like, I hate your guys' guts. Like, you guys are just horrible. Well, I just don't like the fact that like, yeah, they're gonna be like, let's put people in the negative zone. Let's just keep locking these heroes up because that's gonna solve the problems. Like, no, it just means the more like when I think it's a quote from like Doctor Who is like if you try and crush rebellion, it just hides in the mind and festers. You know, it's like when you try and push someone down by brute force and just wipe them out, they come back stronger because it like almost justifies their cause. Any sort of rebellion thing is like, yeah, it's usually how it goes. But there we go. And the whole thing is just like we're just gonna keep locking them up. We're running out of space to get. Now I will admit the one thing that the registration side does have that is a good point is that criminals get kind of a free pass right now because the hero's busy fighting the heroes. So I still say if they didn't do registration in the first place, they wouldn't have had that issue. But the heroes, there's no one to take care of the villains. So I do like the fact that the one thing they do good for some people. Okay, can you stop blowing me up for 5 seconds? Oh, yeah, but there we go. Anyway, but good.
We're clear. It's just in time. Disable that convoy.
Let's go get our friends.
What?
Oh, I'm trying to rescue my friends by shooting them with a helicopter.
Okay.
It's all good. And as Ixie pointed out, Murdoch got murdered.
They're escaping on foot from the disabled transport.
So we need white and orange. Blue.
We can't let those other transports escape. Take them offline so we have time to get our people out.
Oh, bye, Mr. Madeline. Bye.
Mr. Mally's just a cameo in that.
Yeah.
But, okay, enough with electric. That's the one thing she doesn't resist is electricity damage. Which is actually why normally when we play this with my sister, she has Storm. And she'll resist electrical and elemental damage. So, I just love all Miss Marvel's lines. I really do. She just sounds like a girl boss, and I really appreciate that.
Next time, don't pick a fight with a girl.
And it's the simple things, and maybe it's cheesy, maybe it's corny, but I'm like, it's the simple things like don't pick a fight with a girl, or the superhero things. Superheroes are campy by nature, but we love that about them. I just don't like I hate that she's called Captain Marvel because I just don't. I grew up with the Captain Marvel cereal back, like before Shazam, like when he was called Captain Marvel. I grew up with that cereal, like it was just one of the big things I watched when I was younger. It was like for a school project or something like that, so I thought it was pretty cool. So I always relate Captain Marvel to what they now call Shazam, which is fine. It's fine. But the fact that they went and then put Captain Marvel on a completely different hero who already had a pretty cool name, because she's either, like, she's been Miss Marvel, she's been Warbird, she's been a lot of different things. Captain Marvel, it feels like a step down because it was already another superhero's name. Stop shooting me. And, like, these stupid dudes with shields are such pain in the butt because I don't have time to grab their shields. I just have to keep blowing them up.
Once those transports are down, we'll have time to get our people. Heads up. Looks like Shield just brought in one of those mind-controlled criminals we heard about.
Yeah, mind-controlling criminals. No way that won't end well. Yeah. No. Again, their solution to this problem is let's mind-control supervillains. There's no way that is going to bite them in the end. Anyone who's dealt anything with mind control, especially when it comes to mind-controlling bad people, it's never going to go and blow up in your face. Yes, Cable, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy from X-Force. I'm not exactly where he is in this timeline, because the heroes in this game are from all different areas in the timeline. But he is that Cable. He's our dude in the sky.
Stay down, ugly.
The Thing.
While you're at it. Jeez. Nice to see you fighting bad guys for a change. What was little Miss Fake Nails up to?
And so for those who don't know, yes, Sucker punched her, yes. So, the Thing, because Mr. Fantastic is one of the big pro-registration people. And Ben, at the end of the day, he's like, I don't want to be in this fight because I don't think it's right. We're supposed to be heroes, we're supposed to be fighting bad guys, I'm just a simple dude, you know? So he decided to not choose a side in this case. So the fact that he's showing up is interesting because he's not been here for a while.
I heard something about that through the grapevine. Didn't believe they'd actually do it, though. But like I told Reed, I don't want any part of this war you got going on. Course not. But
Shield force are coming for you. I don't think they care if Ben gets caught in the crossfire either.
Sure, let's be more soldiers, why not? Okay, yes, this is actually very much this entire. I mentioned this in the beginning, but yes, this game is based off the Civil War storyline. Everything like our story started out with us going with Nick Fury for this unsanctioned mission in Latveria. A year later, said people that we killed in Latveria came back for revenge and did a major strike in Manhattan, so people were understandably angry. Great, and she's back.
Jeez, here we go again.
How is so ridiculous. Okay, where's Gambit? He actually has a really good area clear thing with this 52 pickup. It does a lot of damage, it just has a delayed effect. But like, it's really good for taking out these robots. Because they have a lot of HP. Okay, let's take care of these. Die. Anyway, so there's this mission you do with Nick Fury in the beginning, and then the people come back, they have a terrorist attack, everyone's like, what the heck, dude, you're not supposed to do that. So he goes into hiding, all the superheroes are kind of left to pick up the pieces, and so the whole superhero registration act happens, you know? And, you know, if you know anything about Civil War, you know how that goes. So, people get split down the middle. You have people who are pro-registration, which are like Iron Man and his group.
Guys are out of control. I almost hate to think of them winning with the stuff they're pulling.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, you ain't whistling Dixie. All right, probably gonna live to regret this, but go ahead and count me in.
Sorry to interrupt, but we've got trouble. Shield finally figured out we were intercepting their communication. Iron Man's on his way, approaching fast.
I can make sure these folks get out okay if you can handle old Shellhead.
Sounds like a plan. Liberty Squad, get back up to the rooftop. Keep Iron Man away from the convoy until our people are in the clear.
So, and the other trigger that happened here was like a group of like amateur superheroes who had a TV show. They were fighting some big bad villains. They did it in the middle of a civilian area. The one Nitro has explosive powers. He blew up the entire neighborhood on live TV. So understandably, people wanted to push for the Registration Act. And it's like, I like the fact that when you talk to all the heroes here, like before their split happens, they both have good arguments. Like there's a good reason for both sides, or at least they make it seem like it's pretty equal, as opposed to like something I didn't like in the MCU movies. It felt like it was kind of a petty squabble. Like it didn't feel like the whole registration versus not was like really a moral dilemma. In this one, it is, because like a lot of the heroes who are on like the rebellion side are like, you know, homegrown heroes, like show off. Like ones who either don't trust the government because they've been burned before, or ones who like they have dark pasts, so they don't want to be, you know, people digging into their. They want people under the thumb. A lot of people like Princess Spider-Woman's here because like she was a Hydra agent before, like brainwashed. She doesn't exactly trust government people to tell her what to do, you know, to point her at other people like guns. So like I like the fact they have that with the thing, but like the pro-registration people are like, well, if we don't do this, then who's gonna, like, we should be held in check. Like, those amateur heroes killed a bunch of people because no one was directing them on what to do. And fair, you know? So there's the split. They try and go to Captain America.
Friends are not getting away from us.
Oh, they are. Don't worry. It's going to happen. But they go and Captain America is like said, hey, can you kind of help us wrangle up these heroes before things go bad? And he's like, no, this is outright oppression. We're not going to do that. So he goes and becomes the leader of the rebellion, and Iron Man becomes the leader of the registration. The funny thing about it is that the president is actually like, maybe we should delay this registration thing. It doesn't seem like it's causing good things. And Iron Man's like, nope, push it forward. We're going to be fine.
Thanks for being such good sports and playing along. You must have realized that you are all far more valuable targets than anyone in that convoy.
I was like being super aggressive.
I put you on the top 100 richest list. But my armor is hardly your biggest concern right now. Speaking of which... Now don't play too rough with your new toys.
Oh, you never let me have any fun.
Yellow Jacket, also known as Giant Man, also known as Ant-Man. I like how, like, if you... But I like how, like, if you face this on the other difficulty, then, like, on the other side you face, like, Hercules or something like that. Like, all the missions are very similar, but they just have a different focus. You know, and I like that. Yay.
You guys made a big
And punching him. And so, like, I just like the fact that, like, it feels like this is a bigger issue as in terms of, like, there's good reasons for why to go either way. It feels like it's not so easy as in Civil War where it's just like, okay, ultimately, registration wasn't even the right choice in the first place, because it was all planned by Zemo in order to get the Avengers fighting each other. It wasn't actually, like, the registration itself wasn't really the issue there. It was just the, you know... It was just the idea that they were, there we go. Got it. He's like, man, I'm angry, let me punch these buildings, and there's definitely not any civilians that I might potentially kill in the process. I'm sure it's fine. Let's see, trying to revive my dude. Okay, give me a second, let me punch the things. So, and the other thing I like about this is that, like, Yellow Jacket got stung. Indeed he did. Ooh.
Come on, let's see if we can't keep things up a bit for our big and tall friend.
And now Firestar is joining us. Starfire, Firestar, so many other characters. Rude. Okay, let's see. Which one's can I get? Kill him. Yeah, I'm working on it.
I'm kind of a big deal.
And... yeah, level up. Nice. Rude. Also, I like this, just like, yeah, just punch it. That's gonna work eventually. That size never matters, you kidding me? Okay, this is the quick attack as I can quick attack. Rude. Okay, and there's more robots, sure, why not? I'm waiting for him to like, lean over so I can hit with my charge. Come on. The issue is that, like... yeah. The one thing I do love about this game is all the puns. All the hero puns. If you're a fire person, we gotta use at least 5 fire puns. If we got... oh, for crying out loud. We got, before I do what? I didn't even get a chance to do my power thing because he knocked me down. Okay, come on, come on. There we go. Like how he just leans over and you're like, nice. No way I'm gonna hit you now. Gotcha. I poked you in the stomach. Okay, just, anyway, so where was I? So, the thing I like about this is that, like, you have, like, you know, some heroes that are not available on either side. Like, Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, and Songbird will always be part of registration. Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and, Captain America will always be. You're literally the same guy. It's a name. You don't change just because you are called Ant-Man. It literally changes nothing. I'm fine. I'm fine. I love her voice lines. Actually tough. Anyway, but it's like, there are a couple of heroes that are only going to be registration or only going to be rebellion, but the thing I like is that all characters have a good reason to be on either side. For instance, like, Miss Marvel, who I'm playing with right now, you actually get her right before the whole thing, by the whole, terrorist attack. She's, like, investigating an underground ring, so you have to go rescue her, because she went dark. So many robots. So many robots. But, if she goes per registration, she'll go from the angle of, oh, hey, I'm an officer, I understand we need more procedure, I need to have a little bit more restraints. You know, really? Rude. Very rude.
What happened?
Killed Miss Marvel.
Who did?
Yellow Jacket.
Is he bad, Yellow Jacket?
Well, he's trying to kill me right now, so yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I got him.
Is that Hank Pym Yellow
Yep.
Jacket or a different Yellow Jacket?
Hank Pym, yeah. He was throwing out, like, different lines about, like, being Ant-Man and stuff like that.
I used to be Ant-Man, and then I was Giant Man, then I was Goliath, then I was
Yeah.
Yellow Jacket.
Also, Maria Hill, like, in this one, this is where I got my hatred for that character, because she's so blank-faced, I'm kind of like, man, lady. I mean, they do give good reasonings on prior registration.
We can't afford to rest much around here. Take a breather. Then when you're ready, head to the briefing station.
Like, since I like the other thing, like, when you're rebellion, you don't have as many resources. Oh, here's Cloak and Dagger. I was talking about them earlier. Again, another pair of heroes I did not know existed until I played this game. That's why I like these games so much. More so than, I've not played the third, game, the one on Switch. But the thing is, like, I never was compelled to, because it looked like it was just going to be, like, a bunch of MCU people. And I love the MCU, but it was more a matter of the fact that, like, there were more heroes than just them. I liked in this one how you had things like Cloak and Dagger, and you had people like, Firestar, and you had, you know, fun fact, you know, Firestar, as my dad said earlier, she was created with, for the series Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, when it was Spider-Man and Iceman and her. And she didn't exist in the comics before that. She went comics after that, which is fun. And they, like, I like learning about heroes I read this way. I like learning about heroes I don't know about, you know? And knowing, like, learning about the Resistance and all that fun stuff. You know? And there are lesser known villains too, but I like being able to go in and be like, hey, I didn't know about this, now I know about it. But, they give a lot of good heroes for each side, and I like how, like, registration, like, you have Stark Tower, you can go and be, you have all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s resources behind you, and all of Tony Stark's money behind you. But, like, your Rebellion, we're chilling in the Hydra base, because that's what we got. Because we know the Hydra was an issue for S.H.I.E.L.D., so we have a base that we know can stand a few hits. That's the problem with Marvel movies being so popular. I feel like the famous movies versions take that spot. Yeah, it's not an explicitly bad thing because I do like the MCU. But that's the only reason I never, like, I was excited to see, because I love Ultimate Alliance 1, and I love Ultimate Alliance 2. I've learned so much about it, I met so many heroes I didn't know existed. But that's the issue, I think, is that they went and now it's like, okay, well, we know Marvel sells, so let's just only do Marvel MCU. And I'm like, well, no. The reason Ultimate Alliance was cool is because it literally brought characters from all over the Marvel canon together. And that was really cool. Yeah, let's put that up a little bit more. Raise maximum hit points. I should, yeah, let's put this one over here. Nope, I don't got enough for that yet. Nope. I'll leave that for now. But, like, there's so many things I just didn't know before. Like, and I only Gambit's somebody I always love. He's been one of my favorite characters because he was, in the X-Men cartoons show, which I watched a lot with my sister growing up. And he was one of my favorite characters. So, still is. I think he's pretty cool. I always liked his whole kinetic card things. Like, I liked his cool trench coat. I liked the fact he threw cards. Like, he just has a very nice, like, style. Let's put more of that. Let's put more into that. That's fine. And let's put more Quick Light. No? Don't have enough of that? That's fine. I like the MCU as well, but I find fashioning some... Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that I'm like, I think the MCU is fine as long as people realize that's not all that exists in Marvel. Like, for instance, I was talking, for those who may have not heard earlier, I was talking to my dad earlier about Cloak and Dagger, who are these two right here. I'm going to talk to them in a minute. But, like, I told him, like, did you know these guys had a TV show? And he's like, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, I saw a trailer that said that, and the only reason I clicked on it was because I knew them from this game. I've never seen them anywhere else, but I knew them from this game. They're pretty interesting.
Hi there. How are you doing?
She, like, throws, like, light knives, and, like, he has, like, a teleportation thing.
If we don't register, they'll throw us in jail. So the way we see it, this is our fight too.
I think they're both teens, too, so, they're amateur heroes.
We all have to do our part.
Okay.
It is true. However, I must tell you that the journey is not always pleasant for those who choose to make it. Those who enter my cloak rarely do so by choice.
Sorry, can't talk more now. Later.
And so, like, they're going to be helping us on the next mission, but, like, we are doing registration, our job will be to take them out. Which is cool. I like that they can it's the one time we're using, like, the same missions over and over again. Makes sense because you can do it from two different perspectives. And they are genuinely different, and I like that.
Not today, but yeah. Heard from Jess yesterday. She's safe. So's the baby. Thanks for asking. Makes you wonder, don't it? Maybe they've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst, though, if, like, like, I can see it from both sides. Like, for instance, registration sign, like, he and his, like, he's married and he's a superhero, but he's, like, a lot of them, like Daredevil, Spider-Man, and all these other ones are, like, they're homegrown heroes, so they are almost vigilantes, so they don't want to be registered with the government. So, like, when you think about it, like, yeah, both of them are heroes. They could both be arrested and put in jail because they didn't register. What happens to their kid? Like, it's complicated. But, the thing is,
I get if it involved pounding some of these punks into a pulp. But Cap's right. The only way to really win is to get that law changed.
like, that's all they're really here for.
Later.
It's like, when it comes down to this whole rebellion, is like literally just to go and hold out as long as possible, like any good rebellion, and prove to the public that, this whole superhero law thing is wrong. They have a noble goal. In registration, though, I like also that their, like, point is that, hey, we have a bunch of unregistered rookie heroes that could cause damage if they're not careful. They need to be regulated, which is also a fair point. You shouldn't have just people with superpowers just running around wild. No idea how to use them. Because people get hurt.
Details are sketchy, but hundreds of workers may be tracked. We've got to those innocents out of danger. Of course. But we're well aware this could be a trap set by our friends. That's why we'll be using Cloak to teleport us in. He can get us right back out if there's any trouble. Okay, let's rescue those workers. Besides being the right thing to do, it might make it even more obvious why being a hero shouldn't be against the law.
Yeah, I'm all rebellion all the way. I'm with Captain America on this. Like, the underhanded tactics the registration people use to get you is just bad.
Something's weird. I'm not getting anything over my info net. No panic signals, nothing.
What's wrong, Cable? Look, get us out of here. It's a trap.
He shot our dude.
Of course it's a trap. How else were we gonna get you all in one place?
Screw you, Iron Man.
Skybird 1, is the area fully cordoned?
Roger, perimeter sealed. No one's leaving the zone without our say-so.
I just don't like her.
Stand by.
Stand by. You and S.H.I.E.L.D. going soft, Tony.
We didn't come here to arrest you, Captain. I talked S.H.I.E.L.D. into offering all of you a chance at amnesty.
You mean surrender? Thanks, but I think I'd rather take my chances.
Cap, please. You know how hard I tried to fight this. But that was before Stanford. The public doesn't want secret identities anymore. Registration is the only way to make them feel safe when we're around. Just give me a chance to tell you our plans for my 21st century overhaul.
You've got 5 minutes.
That's all I'll need. What the hell?
This is where the fun starts.
Liberty Squad, clear out that path so our people can escape. I've sent Colossus to assist you. Meet up with him while I draw S.H.I.E.L.D.'s attention.
Anyway, but, so fun stuff. But it's like, I get where they're both coming from. Like, at this point, it is kind of a standoff between Iron Man and like, Tony Stark. Like, this is where it's all kind of changed a little bit. After this mission, it does kind of become a standoff between them, and they're just kind of being bitter about it. But, like, they both have a point. He's like, yeah, people aren't comfortable with these superhero beings in their neighborhood. Like, they want to know that there's some sort of regulations to keep them from, like, destroying everything. And that's fair. But at the same time, it's like, the things that the registration side does, like, they have a good argument, but the things they do, I just don't like. Like, they go in brain control, supervillains. And we're just gonna hope that works. And they're doing these things like this trap where we came in to come and rescue a bunch of people. And they're like, yep, it was totally a trap. We totally came here to arrest you. And all the heroes they capture, it's not that they're making them register. No, they're literally going and arresting them with the supervillains. Like, literally decreasing the superhero population so that more criminals can go free. I'm sorry, but that just doesn't seem like a good idea. I think the better idea would have been like what the president said in the very first like scene. Maybe we should put this registration thing on hold and think it over a little bit more. Work out the finer details until we can get both sides of the superhero community on our side. Like, nope, we got this. Like, what were you planning to do? Like, realistically, what were you planning to do? They have freaking Captain America on their side, with all his heroes behind him. Like, you wanted the Civil War almost. Like, if you would have just held off a little bit, maybe you could have talked things down, figured out what was going on. Not, like, there are definitely a lot of heroes out there, and rightfully so, don't want, like, their secret, because it's, like, it's easy for Iron Man. He already has his secret identity out in the open, you know? But, like, there are a lot out there who kind of depend on that to, like, live a normal life. So I'm like, yeah, I understand it if they don't want some bigger organization knowing every detail about their life. I get it. I just think it's fun to be like, this is I'm not a huge fan of the Civil War timeline. Yeah, and again, supervillain. Nice, and they're going and pointing out that Colossus is Russian. Rude. While they're using a supervillain to fight us. I'm just kind of like, the thing actually that makes registration worse is like I can get behind the superhero's reason for registration. Once Nick Fury's not around and it's under Maria Hill's like thing, like they are just so arrogant to the point where like, yep, you guys are all criminals. That's it. No questions asked. I'm like, really? That's don't think that's right. You know? It's funny. How they go about that. And also, I just don't like... This is where actually I grew my dislike of Maria Hill, was from this game. So when she first appears in, like, the Avengers games, I'm like, I don't like this character. But I actually like her. I do like her actor in the movies. I think she's pretty cool. Just in this one, she's so expressionless, which only more adds to her whole, like, lifeless thing. Like, I don't care about what happens to these heroes. Okay, where... I love this one, because this has my two characters, in Gambit and Tormal.
Our allies are heading this way, but S.H.I.E.L.D. is watching our every move from the helicarrier. Dr. Foster has identified non-toxic chemical tanks that can be destroyed. This will create a smokescreen to block S.H.I.E.L.D.'s view. Once that is done, I will keep this path open for our escape. I expect the captain will join us in due time. He is perhaps relishing this counterattack too much.
Yeah, that's why I like where the two on the top, Iron Man and Captain America, are kind of enjoying going at each other at this point, while some of the other heroes underneath them, like us or like Colossus, are realizing maybe we're pushing this a little too far. We should have just run, or maybe we should have talked instead of just great time to go and get hurt on each other. You know. Like, would Captain America just run if he got the option, or would he like to put the hurt on Iron Man? You know? It's a question. And more explosions, sure, why not? Okay, rude. I hate those dudes with the taser rods, because they keep stunning me. Oh, arrow, nice. We call him, there we go. Okay. Sure, why not? Just S.H.I.E.L.D. is very arrogant in this, and you see this actually even later on, where, oh cool. Nice. I need to click these things to get more heroes unlocked. Like, you unlock, like, Thor, Jean Grey, or Phoenix, I think she's called in this. No, I don't want that one, I want the full one. Thank you. Where am I going to throw this again? Nope. This way, I guess. I just don't like the fact that, like, they, later on, when, like, the two sides will align, because you know eventually there'll be a thing that makes the two sides align, she'll, like, nope, still unregistered heroes, we're not doing anything about that, to the point where, like, even Iron Man's like, okay, screw that, we're all gonna die unless we all come together here. They're like, you know what? Maybe this registration thing wasn't a good idea. Like, essentially they come to realize, hey, maybe we were kind of being a little too trigger-happy here. I still think registration's not right for, you know, controlling supervillains like that, because there was no way that was not going to come back to bite them. Mind control is, like, never an exact science. Come on. But, I will say, in this case, is like, yeah, even the registration, like, even the rebellion people are going a little too far.
Stop right there. As a fully registered...
He's supposed to be in the middle of the screen, but he didn't load in correctly.
What's the line?
This one was...
For that commercial later. I know how this scene will play out.
He didn't load in where he was supposed to. I want that.
Yeah, you can speed this up. I got this somewhere.
But, yeah, my dad was talking about earlier was, Wonder Man. And I'm like, I think he's in this game. And yes, he is. I don't know if I got him in that, but... Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I got energy powers, too. Take that. This was always my, like, iconic version of all these heroes. Like, if I ever, like, knew them from any form of media, I always pictured them as I did in this game. Same thing for a lot of the villains, too. And I just like the variety they have. Like, you know, the other one we were facing Lady Deathstrike, and now we're facing Wonder Man. How many people actually know, in Marvel, like, based on the MCU, like, who Wonder Man is. Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I have to go look and see the reviews. I never saw it past the trailers, so I don't know. Maybe I'm judging Ultimate Alliance 3. But from what I understood of Ultimate Alliance 3, it looked like it was only going to be the MCU superheroes, which is kind of boring, honestly, because there's not a whole lot. There's kind of the Avengers, and then there's, like, not a whole lot else. Like, the cool thing in this is that you can play someone in the Avengers, you can play somebody in the X-Men, you can play, like, people, like, in Hell's Kitchen, like Daredevil or Luke Cage and stuff like that, you know? Like, there was a lot of variety across all sorts of different continuities. Like I said, we're facing Wonder Man right now. We got him here with Cloak and Dagger. Who even knows who those people are? I didn't before playing this game. And, like, that's the only... I'll have to look it up afterwards and report back. But, that was what I came down to at the end of the day, was I was like, I wonder if they lost that in the third one. Now where? Okay. Sure, I just beat up a superhero, but I'll punch you guys, because why not? Yeah, I'm spamming moves, but who cares? Okay. And next. Like, whenever I start fighting, I just start glowing. I don't know much about Wonder Man other than... Let me pause. I don't remember much about Wonder Man other than remembering seeing action figures of him. I think he's one of the Avengers game I played. Yeah, my dad was talking about him earlier. He was essentially supposed to be like a male version of Wonder Woman. Apparently, from what he explained it to me, that's the simplest way to put it, was that he's essentially a male version of Wonder Woman. Kind of like how, like, a lot of characters will either get gender swapped at some point. Like, most characters, especially if they, like, have to be rebooted or reincarnated or get a protege, they'll get gender swapped at some point. And so, or sometimes they'll just be like, hey, we're just going to steal this idea. Except for, in order to avoid copyright, we're going to make it so it's not Wonder Woman, it's Wonder Man. Totally different character. Similar powers, but who cares, you know? Oh, I remember why we were talking about that. We were talking about Miss Marvel's origins, and he's like, yeah, apparently she originally started as two people like Thor. And, like, Thor was originally, like, Donald Blake, and then he would, like, you know, hit his staff, and I think it was, or it was a cane, it might have been a cane, on the ground, and then he'd become Thor, you know? He would get his hammer, he'd become Thor. So we were talking about that, and he's like, yeah, apparently Miss Marvel originally started out that way too, where she was two entities. One was Miss Marvel, the other half was Carol Danvers, so she would switch between the two of them. And the other one was, he's like, it was weird because they didn't actually ever, like, officially, like, lore-wise change it when she suddenly became, like, Miss Marvel all the time and just had a secret identity. Yeah. Superhero lore is fun because of how confusing it is. It will inevitably always contradict itself, it will always rewrite itself, there will always be, like, two different gender versions of a character. So many retcons, so many infinite Earths. It's kind of like, it's... How do superheroes last so long? Because they constantly keep changing them. Die, please. Thank you. You know what, actually, let's do this. I don't feel like hitting you. I love the ones that are trying to run away. Fun times. I heard more of you, where are you? There you are. But I like the... See, this is the Miss Marvel I knew, and I also knew her in this outfit from X-Men, because she briefly shows up in the X-Men cartoon shows, because that's where they say Rogue got her powers. She held on for too long and absorbed her powers and sent her into a coma, so now there's just a random person, and there's just, you know, her is her, like, secret identity. Carol Danvers is in just a hospital somewhere. I don't know a lot about her otherwise. I know her other identity is Warbird, and she spent time with the Avengers as that, and I guess she was a solo hero at some point. I was related to this version. Now she's Captain Marvel, and I don't know a lot of people who really was that impressed with the Captain Marvel movie. Just because she was, for how much personality all the other characters have, she has so little. And that's kind of disappointing. Because her, like, I don't know anything about her, but I know in this one that her job was essentially just be girl boss. She's fine. She's just constantly being like, yeah, don't pick a fight with a girl. I'm like, it's campy, but it's personality. It shows she's got confidence, at the very least. Oh yeah. Didn't have a doubt there, Captain.
I've been underestimated before.
Also, Cloak and Dagger are just kids, and they're being attacked. Poor things. That just seems wrong. Like, I think they're only teens. They're junior heroes, is the point.
Last warning shot, Dagger. Step away from Cloak. Molten Man's next volley will put you in the burn unit.
You people are out of your minds. I'm not leaving. You are.
Of course she's not leaving. She's not gonna leave her friend behind.
Cap's completely lost it. Gets handed a ridiculously generous offer and punches us in the face for extending it. How far will you follow that zealot?
I will admit, Cap was a little bit aggressive there, probably needlessly so, but at the same time, they did trap us with a bunch of mind-controlled superheroes and by faking a bunch of people being hurt, you know. I think both sides are in the wrong at this point.
Our only mistake was in thinking you people would listen to reason.
Yeah, I agree with what my character says right there, which is essentially, if you really want to negotiate, why try and trap us? Why not just talk like human beings? And also, the fact that, like, yeah, we have She-Hulk and a villain. Not a good thing. And I keep getting stuck in between the two of them, and that's being annoying. Okay.
Registration shouldn't be forced on anyone.
Yeah, you got it, girl. And got Cloak in the background, and Dagger.
Have to move off the front line.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying here. Okay, let go of me. Rude. Actually, I wonder how... I'll read that after this boss fight. I'll get to you, Ixie. I'll read that after I can actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Gotta get at least one of these guys down. This is way easier in subsequent playthroughs because you keep your levels as you go through multiple playthroughs. So it means that you generally do more damage. Well, at this point, I'm still at a point where I'm very easily damaged myself. Come on, just go down, She-Hulk. Go down. Stop punching me in the face. And yeah, this is also why I'm playing as Ms. Marvel, because in case you have noticed, Gambit and Deadpool, who do not have a healing factor, like, Deadpool has a healing factor. Ms. Marvel is resistant to a lot of damage. Like, they're the only ones still standing right now. Boy.
Good job, team. Let's give Dagger a chance to revive Cloak. Colossus, you stay with her to help stand guard. The rest of you, get to that elevator. Cap could use some backup and fast.
Like, they just shot him. That just feels wrong. Okay, I wonder how Marvel's going to tackle Moon Knight. I never read his series, but now I want to after her about the how complete and psychotic he is. I hope they don't simplify it. I actually don't know a lot like that. Moon Knight was someone we actually played a lot with in Ultimate Alliance 1, and that was the first time I ever heard of him. And the reason we literally chose him was because he looked cool, and he had a little staff dagger thingy. Here's my two dead people. Daredevil's dead again and Gambit's dead. Because the other two have either damage resistance, or healing factor. I need to upgrade your moves. I just remembered I didn't do that. Put that up. Also, this is where I first heard of Deadpool, too. I didn't know anything about him before this, and I love the fact that he would just constantly break the fourth wall, and I thought he was really funny. Now, we've talked about the Deadpool movies before. We like them. I just think sometimes they're too R-rated for the sake of being R-rated. You know? And so, not all about that. I think sometimes they go a little too far when they don't need to. He can be a really funny hero. Sometimes he's a little too over the top, I think. These are fun, though. Let's see. These for the grades. It's fine. That's fine. So I don't know a lot about Moon Knight's lore, but I do know who he is, again, from these games, from the previous Ultimate Alliance. I don't remember what he said a lot of, like, words, so I don't really remember what his personality was, but sure it was cool. See, I met Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool, super nice guy, and oh, that's so cool! That's awesome. That sounds like a pretty cool thing to do. Yeah. I'm not against anyone who likes the Deadpool movie. I think it's great. It's just a little too much for me, which is a pity, because it's a really funny movie in a lot of areas, but sometimes I think the jokes go a little too far. Like, the opening scene with him fighting all the goons, and he's having random things like, did I leave the stove on? It's really funny, but then the fact that he has to have this whole fight with Colossus where he literally just breaks all of his limbs and then cuts his own hand off, did I need to see that? No, not really. It's a funny joke when he gives him the finger and his hand's still attached to his handcuff, but did I need it? No. I could have gone without seeing that. That's my kind of thing about with Deadpool in that movie. It's really funny most of the time, but sometimes it feels like it's pushing it a little too far. Like, it didn't need to go to that. It didn't need to go to that gory extent to be funny, I guess, if that makes sense. Good, now you've got your healing factor back up. I totally forgot to put those on. Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all. I'm sure we'll be fine. Wait, oh no, that's the one we came in on. Oops. We're going in with 2 people. I'm sure it will be fine. Oh boy. Who are we facing now? No, he's not. I'm all alone. I'm completely alone. And you just walk away from me.
I'm going to bed. I'm just trying to carry you.
No one wants to stream with me anymore. It's sad. Oh, I mean, Madeline's in Yuri, so I can't blame her too much. Maybe she's even watching this. But all the other people, they just leave me. It's so sad. I'm glad you guys are here. Come on, Iron Man. Nothing breaks that shield. Are you kidding me? As long as he has that, you're going to have issues. Like, I like how they deliberately shoot when he has his shield right there, and we know that shield literally beats everything. It's just kind of funny. Oh, and look, there's Cable getting knocked around by Venom. Fun. Oh. I don't know if that was one of our guys or their guys, but... Yeah, like, you... Also, kudos on these shield dudes. They're going into work knowing, I'm going to have to face Captain America today. Even the one that thing is insurance.
I did not let you back inside so you could come down here.
See?
It is bedtime,
The dog likes me. He's at my feet right now.
It is bedtime.
Yeah, I like they're like, here, Captain America's one thing he has, a freaking shield. Let's shoot at it. It's like, you think,
Please,
like, if you're,
you.
like, again, and both sides are just so intent on causing so much damage.
Orders I can't obey.
I'm gonna get the leash.
Yeah, I'm behind you, Miss Marvel. See, I read her comics as this because I like that she has a lot of attitude. But it's not like an arrogance attitude. It's more just like, I'm strong and I know it, you know? Again, I really want to go, I almost want to go back and watch the Captain Marvel movie again and go and see if I can figure out where exactly it went wrong. Like, it's not explicitly bad. I'm going that way? Okay. I'm gonna go down here to see if there's anything interesting down here. But it's like, it's not doing anything explicitly wrong. It's almost like though it has no heart. And I don't know exactly what it is in her character that made that happen. You know, like, if it was mixed direction, bad acting, he clearly likes my feet better than he likes you.
I just want to get in his bed. So you
I
can
can
make me up at 6 a.m.
I can put him in his cage when I go up, Olivia. Do you want to go
No
back?
one did last night.
Well, I will when I go up there. You can leave him down here if you want. But, like, you think you were Iron Man, you were going to try and shoot Captain America, you wait until he was in a jump or something, something that required him not to be in a defensive stance where he can easily hide behind his shield. We know it beats everything, you know. But then again, I think they're just punching each other for the sake of punching each other at this point. Yeah, surprising.
You okay, boss?
Will be. Just keep those others away. This is between me and Rogers.
Yeah, and that's what we're getting. That's what I like about this in terms of the... It's okay, I already beat your butt earlier. Literally in the last... not 2 levels ago. Back when you guys took Spider-Woman. I'm still angry about that. She was helping me, and then you guys just... like, captured her. I also like her because, when we played the original Ultimate Alliance, I'm not sure that I ever mentioned, but, like, we had a, like, got different team bonuses depending on which, like, characters you used. These clearing ones are really the best ones because they're the easiest to direct, and you don't have to worry about missing, which happens to me quite a lot. Okay, die, please die. Okay, get over there. Alright, but the thing is that, I like that they go and point out, like, this is why, like, when I think of Civil War, I think of this game. I never read the official comics, but when I think of this game, where it starts as a good cause. Both sides have interesting arguments. And they both kind of are right where they stand. I still think the Resistance is the better option. They have more of the moral high ground. But I like how, like, at this point, they go and show you, like, yeah, this isn't just about registration anymore. This is, like, a rivalry between Iron Man and Captain America to prove who is right. You know? Now who are we fighting? It's just me and Deadpool still, because I haven't found any tokens. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I enjoyed the movie, but looking back, I think it was a little forgettable. Maybe at the time I was starting to get burned out of superhero movies. I need to rewatch it. Yeah, me too. I really have to do the same thing. Because I was really getting burnt out by Marvel movies at that point. So, it was, it might have been that too. It was forgettable, and the thing is, the thing I come back to, when I go and say, what was Captain Marvel's personality, I can't think of anything. Like, I can't think of any noticeable moments where she made me laugh or I felt bad for her journey. Like, take the first Thor, for instance. Let me read this. Yeah, it seems like you can get a lot of enemies with that attack. Yeah, I can't get a lot of enemies. Areas of effect. That's literally how you win every battle. Especially in D&D. Areas of effect. Best attacks ever. But, like, for instance, think of, like, Thor in his movie. I think, in, like, Thor's one, actually, I originally didn't care for as much until I watched the second time and I realized, oh, this is actually a really good movie. But, like, think of Thor. He's super arrogant in the beginning. He's kind of a jerk. I wouldn't want to be his friend. I feel for Loki because he's like, yeah, your brother's very much a jerk. He's getting all this handed to him when he's so arrogant. And then he gets knocked down a peg. But even then, he still retains his arrogance. But he has his moments of vulnerability as you go on. Like, for instance, when he goes to get his hammer, realizes he's not worthy and he can't pick it up, he has a really broken moment. You feel for how bad he feels. Like, he feels genuinely sad. Okay, what are you guys doing now? What's up?
War machine, huh? You traitors won't have such an easy time with me.
But we're gonna have a fun time. Just me and Deadpool. Because everyone else died. We're having a good time, though. We're having a good time. Where are you? Let me, That could have done a lot more damage. So I appreciate that I didn't die from that. Yeah. Deadpool's got a really nice healing factor, so it's like, as long as you, like, just run around for a little while, even if you take damage, you can last pretty long, actually. Hey, where is he?
Need to give repair
Got him.
systems some time. Not gonna happen, Tony.
He bothers me.
Has gone on long enough.
Like, you know, Uncanny Valley is definitely a thing in this game because it's older animation, but it's more obvious in him who has the stretchy, noodly limbs. Like, look at his attacks. I'm trying to show you without me getting hit by them. But, like, they look so silly. Like, he travels around like a ball.
Have to move off the front line.
Oh, and he reaches through the bomb and, like, smacks me. Love that. Look at his little twirly move. Like, oh my gosh. Mr. Fantastic's boss fight is the most ridiculous thing in the world, in my opinion.
Registration shouldn't be forced on anyone.
Trying to do some distance attacks, because his thing is actually really easy to get hit by. That spinny move, it looks stupid, but it's like, it actually is really effective, because you can get stuck in it without being able to run. Like that. Just like that, actually. Okay, I need someone to revive, so I can do a clearing attack. Really, he just ran out of my range? You jerk. It took me forever to build that up. I'll read comments once I'm done with this boss battle, I promise, guys. This is sadly the problem with having to do this by myself. Is that I can't look away or I die. Like, that thing killed me instantly before, that little spinny move. Because it's so easy to get locked inside of. Where'd you go? Oh, there he's being a ball again! That's the thing, his attacks are more annoying than anything else.
Could use some backup here.
Just once, it would be nice if things went according to plan.
Just look at him, he doesn't even run, he just rolls out of there. Like, really? You need to do that? Like, Iron Man and Captain America are just so angry at each other at this point, it's funny. Okay, where's my thing? Hey, did I get both of you? I think I got both of you. Come on, come on, come on. Stop shooting me, I would prefer that. It'd be great if you did that. Stop. Like I'm telling you, that spinny move. That just, it's such a pain. Rude, Iron Man. Rude. Well, it did significant damage, I'll give it that much. That's... Can we just agree that is the most ridiculous but powerful move, like, ever? I always have issue with this boss fight, and I've beaten this game like 6 times. Like, literally, I used to do it as like a speedrun thing, like seeing if I could beat the entire thing in a day. But, like, that move is a pain. Nothing Iron Man has is nearly as annoying as that stupid move. Because it's not, nothing else hits with that rapid pattern like that, where, like, literally if you get hit by it, you're just gonna take a lot of damage. That's just what's gonna happen. Oh, sorry, Cap, if you're dying. I can't help it that you're not using your shield like you should. I get hit by a sonic boom or something like that. Miss Marvel is definitely better at her close range things, but her long range one's fine. The issue with it is more it doesn't have a very wide area of effect, so I have to be pretty precise with using it. The other ones I can just be like, no, I'm just gonna ground pound the heck out of things. So, where are you? Where are you? There you are. Gotcha. You dead? Nope.
You're going down.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Sure. Puns, you know? Because change of scenery really denotes a good boss fight, you know? For no reason whatsoever, besides, you feel like it? Okay, let's see. Those attacks are really better if I catch them at the edges, but... Okay, stop following me. Jeez. Okay. Fooling some other people. I don't think they're going to survive this whole time, but we'll see what happens. Like, if I can get him to hit me with one of his energy attacks, I restore stamina that way.
Amnesty, huh, Tony? Like you'd offer a common criminal? Who needs amnesty now?
You still don't get it. Still won't accept where you're pushing things.
Don't start with that again. Reed can crunch his numbers till the cows come home. It won't change right from wrong.
Sometimes you have to do the wrong thing at the right time to save everything that matters.
Nothing can justify what you're doing. Nothing on... What's that sound, Stark? Don't move a muscle, or...
Don't worry. Not gonna move.
Okay. I don't know what blew, but that's that. Something blew up.
Cable, we had Stark cornered, but he got away. Any read on his position?
Negative, but we think Cloak might be recovered enough to...
Fine. Get anyone who's seriously wounded to his location for evac. Everyone else stays. We're finishing this.
No, we should be retreating. We should really be retreating.
I'll meet up with you in a bit. I'm not done with Stark yet.
Cap, we can't risk you getting captured.
Not discussing it, Cable. We've got your orders. What are you waiting for? Get to Cloak and make sure the wounded get out safely.
Yeah, you guys are getting a little too personal about this. Ooh, cutscene! Songbird, Venom. They run so weird. Surprise! The villains, who are mind-controlled, are not really mind-controlled. Who would have thunk that that could ever go wrong? Now that's something probably people weren't going to see coming. It's Nick Fury. He's been watching this whole thing this whole time.
You there. I need your help. Something big's going down. Those villains Stark's been controlling have gone off the leash. They've set up a trap on the Cortex that could blow everyone here to Kingdom Come.
I'm gonna wait a moment so I can read the comments here. Okay, let's see. We'll also have humor that Captain Marvel lacks. The culture differences between Asgard and Earth. Yeah, it did. I agree. That's a good point. The differences between Asgard and Earth in terms of time was actually a really interesting thing that they played with. This is a serious moment. Mr. Fantastic turns into a rubber ball. Yes, exactly. Mr. Fantastic is a really ridiculous hero when you think about it. Like, he works well with the Fantastic Four because they're all kind of, you know, themed and stuff, and he can be the smart guy. But I'm like, in this, he's just, because of the way the characters look, he's just so, like, clay-looking. It's weird. Yeah, I agree with the thing about Thor. It's like, the thing is that Thor had different emotional beats, so you, like, he's a total jerk in the beginning. And then he gets better, because you see his emotional beats, and it's not just him in his weak moments either. He's funny. He's going and doing, you know, he can be brave at times, he can be selfless at times. And honestly, his romantic arc is kind of the lower part of the story. It's all about him with his friends. Like, Captain Marvel, she didn't have any friends, she didn't have any family, The one lady they try to connect her to doesn't appear until halfway through the movie. They should have built up that relationship first. And even her, like, she had no relationship with her Kree squad before when she thought she was part of the Kree. I think it was the Kree. Yeah, it was the Kree. She didn't have a relationship with those people either. It's like she had no connection. Like, the best thing she had was Nick Fury, and even then, he can only carry the humor of that so far. Let's see. I wonder which version of Venom was that. I don't know. I think it's the Eddie Brock one. If I remember correctly, it's the Eddie Brock one, because you get him later as a playable character. Let's go help.
Come on. We need to head to the central facility of the plant.
So, unsurprisingly, to literally no one, is that the criminals are not as mind controlled as we thought they were.
Then you dispose of them. Oh, and keep those two busy, would you?
See, this is funny, because earlier my dad was like, I wonder when Green Goblin's showing up. I'm like, he will. But I'm like, yeah, and this is the perfect time for this to happen, because they are so busy fighting each other, they don't even see this is happening. And that's the ironic thing, is that, like, Captain America is so angry with Iron Man, and Iron Man is so angry with Captain America, they're not even noticing this sort of stuff's happening. And the thing is, it's pretty obvious this is the prime opportunity for this to happen. It's funny that a different super villain hasn't done this earlier. Instead, no, yeah, the nanites, I still are, like, that's why I ultimately kind of blame the registration, because they made the nanites. They were the ones who decided it was a good idea to pump supervillains full of these to mind control them. Like, I will actually feel bad, because, like, Reed Richards developed the technology to, like, you know, help cure world hunger and stuff like that, and Tony Stark's like, only if you give me a weapon that can end this war do I care. And he's like, okay, well, let me weaponize them into supervillains. And wow, that's really working for us right now, isn't it? The fact that they had to go and say, hey, let's use some of the most dangerous supervillains we know of. Oh, we're switching? Okay. The fact that we're, like, dealing with some of the most dangerous supervillains we know of, let's put them on a leash, and definitely nothing will go wrong. Oh, do we have another bomb? Okay, I'm on it. I like how I get all glowy when I start punching things. It's pretty cool. It's a nice little effect that has no bearing on anything whatsoever, but I think it's cool. I don't know who's... Like, sometimes you ever been in a boss fight where you're like, things are blowing up, there's fire, I don't know what's going on right now, but something's shooting at me and I'm just gonna keep punching it until something happens, you know? Like, this is definitely one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what's shooting me, or who's shooting me, or where the fire's coming from, but, you know, stuff's happening. Oh, good timing, I just got both of them too. Where is it?
Break through that weapon. It's blocking the van.
It's also significantly easier with two people because then you can kind of tag team it. But I can't get the other controller to work, so it's just me. But I played this many times with Madeline and with a friend too at Beach House once, where literally we could beat this game in like a day. But it is fun. Like, I mean, not every game needs to be a lengthy experience. If the game is literally a really nice, tight, like, 9-hour experience, all the more power to it. You know? Nothing wrong with that. Switch. Yep, there we go. Let's speed this up a little bit. Uh-oh. Gotta head out, boss. Oh, sorry, you're already gone, Crispy. I was paying attention to the boss fight. Thanks for showing up, though. I appreciate that. When in doubt, shoot punch everything in sight. Yes, any sort of beat 'em up game, shoot punch everything in sight, and hopefully something happens. Worth to live by.
Well, well, well. Look who's back in the land of the living.
Where am I? What happened?
You're in a secret shield base that only I know about. Well, I guess now you know about it too. You guys did a good job of buying me time to defuse those bombs. I got most of them. But not all. Neither side's getting too specific, but a good number of those heroes got pretty badly hurt in the explosions. Including yourselves.
Fury bots.
No one saw what those mind-controlled freaks were trying to do, or that we tried to stop them.
That's my almost dead hand right there. Isn't that the best, that we are loyal to whatever side we're on, and they just forgot about us? They're like, oh, I wonder what happened to them. So we literally got blown up and piled into rubble, and no one came for us.
Come on, Tony. I'm telling you, those mind-controlled criminals of yours were completely out of control. They're the ones who rigged the explosions. I tried to...
And I'm telling you, it's impossible. Our records show the villains were accounted for the entire time.
Someone hijacked it. I saw it myself.
I don't know what your angle is this time, old man, and frankly, I don't care. I got a war to win. Either help me do that, or get out of the way.
Well, things didn't go much better with old wingtips either.
Sorry, Fury. You've got no evidence. And I need more than your word these days. Besides, if Stark's attack odds really are turning on him and S.H.I.E.L.D., so much the better. Serve him right.
Fair, but still not good.
They can deny it all they want, but something big is going down. Maybe even bigger than this civil war you're all having so much fun with.
Civil war.
Someone out there's trying to take advantage of the situation. Maybe by now I could have figured out who if I hadn't been too busy playing nursemaid to you grunts. You owe me. Since you're all presumed dead by both sides, you're the perfect little group to check out of this war, at least for a bit, to help me figure this thing out. With me?
Oh yeah.
All right, Fury. We're in.
Remember, we're the only ones ready to figure out who's behind this. Meet me at the briefing station when you're ready for action.
I just love it. Like, think about this for a moment. So we have, oh, yeah, look, things here. I just like think about this for a moment. Our like little group here, we went in to this whole big fight. Assumingly, we've been like literally holding up their operations. You know, if you want to go down and be literal about it, this entire time, you know, and they just like there's a big explosion and everyone just assumes we died. Like, no one tried to recover our bodies. Like, no one went in looking for us. They're just like, well, I guess they're dead now. Which, I know that you can't put, but, like, let's think about this for a moment. So we have Deadpool, Miss Marvel, Gambit, and Daredevil. So Gambit and Daredevil could definitely die in an explosion, but, like, Miss Marvel and Deadpool is, like... People will be wondering why they wouldn't show up, because I'm like, really? They died from that? They surely have survived worse. I just love the, I love the craziness you can get with sometimes with interchangeable characters. Oh, this guy's trouble.
What do you want? I'm busy. Can't. Apart from knowing that your friend Colonel Fury can be very persuasive. I am at your disposal until this mystery is solved.
It's the Tinkerer right there. We fought him as the first boss.
Oh, don't worry. I will.
Obviously, when you have a smart dude, you gotta have the weirdo glasses.
Assuming it's not an inside job, our primary suspects include Mr. Sinister, Baron Zemo, and Dr. Doom.
Lots of name dropping right there. I'm curious about one Mr. Sinister, though.
scientific acumen is matched only by his patient scheming and hunger for world domination. I consider him a prime candidate for our puppet master. Enough! You're wasting too much of my time. Leave!
Oh, little robot dude. Just chilling right there. Anything else interesting in here? Nope.
Tony Stark held a press conference today in which he bitterly condemned anti-registration forces.
Like there's like a dozen Nick Fury bots just walking around.
Explosion at a New Jersey chemical plant. At least 4 heroes are still
I forgot why are you here again?
Hey, how's it going? Sure, I'm sure. I didn't want no part of it to start with. I eventually got roped into choosing a side, but I should have stuck with my gut.
Never has there been a good war or bad peace.
Yeah, exactly. I just hope we can help shut this one down before something really bad happens. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I know the guy can be a bit shady, but his heart's always in the right place. Yeah, I see that too. Now if only Cap and Shellhead would wake up and smell some of that coffee. Well, it's been real. Talk to you later, pal.
But I kinda like I go and look at these like things and like as much as I do love the Nick Fury we have in the MCU, I also like this Nick Fury. Like they're both
What's up?
like when it came down to it, it wasn't like a matter of which one is the better or one upgraded to the other. Like it's almost like I have to in my head keep this one, Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury, and this Nick Fury separate in my head because they both are separate entities that almost exist in separate time areas because they're very different in their appearances. I'm not just talking about skin color and stuff like that. I'm like one's wearing a leather jacket, the other one's in this whole blue uniform, you know. And I always remember having a gun.
I got connections.
You know?
Or maybe you didn't notice our old pal the Tinkerer hanging around here. You got it. Plus, he invented the nanotech that Stark and Richards modified for their use. If the Tinkerer can't help us solve this, no one can. Probably licking their wounds and get ready for round 2, and round 3, and 4. Not sure what it would take to get their minds off this civil war. If we do, we gotta hope it's not too late to do any good. I know where their heads are at right now. Same place mine was before we invaded Latveria. Obsessed. With pride on the line.
True.
Sorry, I got some stuff to check. Talk later.
Very true. Those male superheroes do like their pride. Oh. Where's the mission thing? Oh, it's over here? Okay. I was looking for where the mission was to go on another mission.
Alright, listen up. Tinkerer here's been trying to figure out who might be pulling the strings of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s nanite criminals when no one's looking.
Since I had some involvement in the original nanotechnology S.H.I.E.L.D. has converted for their use, I was optimistic that I could puzzle out the situation with the data already available. However, that has not proven to be the case. I have nothing more than conjecture at this point. In order to determine what's really happening, I will need to view the networking logs for S.H.I.E.L.D.'s nanite control grid. Unfortunately, their signal is highly encrypted. It could take years to break their code and directly access their servers.
But we don't have time for that, obviously. The shorter and quicker routes to physically transmit that data directly from their servers, which we've discovered are located in Rikers Island Penitentiary. So that's where you're headed. Now don't worry. I know trying to bust into that place on your own will be near impossible, since it also contains the portal to Stark's negative zone prison. But we got information that Captain America and his forces are about to stage a prison break and release their buddies from the negative zone. We'll have to smash through Rikers to get there. We'll take advantage by having you piggyback on their incursion. They're driving toward the portal. You follow in their wake and get that data sent to us. Then we can figure out who the hell's grabbing control of these psychos and why.
Who doesn't like piggybacking?
Shield should have their hands full, but I'll patch you into their comm channel so you won't get any nasty surprises. Now get to the portal room and upload those network logs.
Attention to field personnel. This is Commander Hill. Any recruits not accompanied by Iron Man will be detained by any means necessary.
You're not very good at this, sorry.
No, they're not very good at this. Poor SHIELD people. Just coming to work and they didn't realize they're going to be fighting us. Always destroy all of the environment, because you never know what sort of resources you're going to find in it. Anyway, yeah, I think that probably the best part, like, being a rebel is fun, at least when you're standing for a good cause. Once Captain America and Iron Man start going a little off the rails, it's a little crazier, but I'm like, arguably also a fun part is being here when everyone thinks you're dead. They're like, hey, do you hear some sort of pounding in the distance? No, it's probably just my imagination. Like, we're not being stealthy at all because we're just literally, I'm breaking everything and punching everything. So, but yeah, definitely, A for stealth. How many heroes am I missing at this point? Yeah, I will admit though, one thing about the other Ultimate Alliance is that they did have a larger selection of heroes to choose from. A lot more heroes in this one are cameos than they are actually, like, usable. Which is fine. I still like the wide variety of heroes, even if I can't use all of them. Ow. Rude. Blow up, please. There we go. Those things are sneaky because they explode after you fight them. Anytime. There we go. Okay, open the door.
Shield forces, we've got rogue superhumans running loose in the west cell block. Contain them.
But what if I don't want to be contained? Or worse, what if I can't be contained? Okay, that. Oh, we need one more of those and we can get Phoenix. I just like using her. She's fun to use. Only because it's nice to have someone who isn't hurt by fire. Because that's the one type of thing that I do get damaged by, is explosions. And for some reason, like, all the bosses have explosion powers. To the point that I'm like, in the last boss fight, well, I'm on fire. I don't know how or when I got on fire, but I'm on fire. Not to be confused with, I'm glowy and have, like, solar energy stuff going on. I don't even, to be honest, I don't really know what Miss Marvel's powers are technically based on. It says photon energy, but I don't know exactly where that's coming from. I don't know. I'm able to be a fan of her for just this game. I never really looked into her mythology much, but I'm like, I think she's good enough for this game. I think this is a good outfit for her, you know. That's the other thing. I don't really care for the Miss Marvel and the Captain Marvel in the MCU. I don't care for her outfit. It's just not very interesting to me. And her powers are just so very, like, where did that come from? Like, we never really get an explanation for why she has powers, where they come from, exactly what the upper limits are. You know, the fact that she can somehow, like, hold Thanos back with, like, one hand, take down his entire ship on her own. It's kind of like, well, why did you take so long to get here? You literally could have saved us so much trouble. Makes her seem even more arrogant. Hey, we're not dead.
I thought we finished you off at the chemical plant.
I'm gonna still be angry at her, because I don't like her.
You're welcome to try.
I will. Don't worry.
Bring them down.
Oh, I'd be quite happy to kill all your goons. I just don't like... Bring the hell in this is just so annoying, and gosh, I hate her more than any character in this game, because it's kind of like, everything else I can deal with, gosh, she bugs me. She just looks so soulless in her face.
You picked a fight with the wrong lady.
Indeed you did. Just love shooting laser beams at people, you know, sometimes it's just very... This game I also kind of enjoy for the same reason I enjoy Fire Emblem Warriors. Sometimes you just need to go and button mash the heck out of something. Okay, where's Gambit? So he has this interesting thing called 52 pickup, which is where he just puts down a bunch of these cards, which does have a little bit of a timer on it. But it's like they don't activate immediately, but they do like 200 something damage. So if you put all your points into this, like one move, then you can do a lot of damage, especially to things that have heavy armor, because it's a kinetic explosion, so it's not really easily resisted. So, I like her better for direct combat because she can take hits better, but when I want to take down a really strong enemy, Gambit's like 52 pickup is really useful for that. Come on. Basketballs, I love that. Okay, I just want this thing, thank you. All these things I never read. Well, actually, I used to read. Sometimes when I was waiting for Melanie to come back from like the bathroom or getting a drink or something like that, I would just read all the extra files. Yeah, look at them. Look at all those nano-controlled prisoners. They just keep making more and more, and they don't realize something's terribly wrong because their sense of morals and justice is just completely out the window. Good times. Gladly.
Whether you're with White Star or not, you're breaking the law and will be dealt with accordingly.
Don't worry. Keep hiding behind your force fields. I will so kick your butt. You're sending regular dudes.
Don't let them break the last force field.
Maybe stop saying these things out loud. Maybe that would help you.
Stay on them.
Maybe you should stop running. Yeah, don't pick a fight with girl. Man, I love her voice lines. That and I love Gambits because they're all about like cards and stuff like that. I just love me some good witty superhero banter, you know? And destroying the environment. Destroying the environment's always fun. Something in there? Just glowing? Nope, they're just glowing, okay. Yeah. I guess I'm being shot at from above. Haha! And they're not even on my side. What's up?
Fine, take the key. Go help Captain America or whatever you think you need to do. But there's an army on the other side of that portal waiting to stop you.
Yeah, screw you.
I'll enjoy interrogating you when this is all over.
I'd like to see you try.
Now go get that data.
Anyone still standing? Get to the portal. Rogue Super stole by accident. Cut them off.
Okay, you literally sent all these guys. You sent all these guys at me before, and it did nothing. Now you're sending more guys at me. It's going to continue to do nothing. But by all means, keep doing that. Fly. Being electrocuted? Really? You dead yet?
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Love it. I'll tell you though, I want to like Captain Marvel. I don't like her on principle of I don't like her name's Captain Marvel, but I'm like, I want to like her. She could have been a really cool girl boss, but she just was missing personality. Man, I love playing as this guy, because he's got all these creepy blue flames and spikes and stuff. The good news is I'm actually immune to this kind of energy, so... Ha! all the things, you know, as you do. Yeah, I know. His actual punches can't hurt me, but... His connect things don't hurt me, but his electric things are a pain. I just like that he's just tossing them. He tosses them over his shoulder like it doesn't even matter. Love that. Gotcha.
You won't get past me. You won't. Oh man, they're all loose.
I like that. I like that he apparently just dies. They apparently just all punch him and he dies, even though he had all that super firepower. Like, these are just dudes. Like, regular dudes. I love that. Where he's just like, well, he's dead, I guess. I guess they just all beat him up and he stood there. They beat him up. You know? Okay, what did we get?
We got the transmission using synthetic quick analysis on the data. Doesn't it?
We were concerned that an unknown megalomaniac might be overriding S.H.I.E.L.D.'s nanite control signals.
Take a snack break.
However, it's much stranger. Potentially much more. There is no secret mastermind pulling the strings of these rebels. The network that links their minds has become large and complex enough to emerge as its own intelligence. A neural net whose intellect grows each time they inject another host with the nanites.
The only reason this thing isn't already spread like wildfire is because S.H.I.E.L.D. lets just a few of them out at a time.
Correct. If the entire group were released from lockdown, they could escape Prison 42 and quickly spread across the Earth like a techno-plague. Everyone would eventually become part of its collective consciousness.
Gee, thanks, S.H.I.E.L.D.
We already saw they could override S.H.I.E.L.D. control. Wouldn't there be any way to stop them?
To determine that, I would need a pure, untainted sample of the nanite material that hasn't yet been injected into a host.
Okay, they must have some of that in the negative zone jailhouse. And we won't get a better chance to head in there and grab some of that stuff than right now, while the heroes are still beating the crap out of each other. We're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Sit tight till I arrive to help you out.
Teleporting makes my skin crawl. But you'll need my help, and I can't send a decoy into the negative zone. Signal won't cross over. I expect Cap and Iron Man will still be butting heads in there. Let's move while they're distracted.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
This is the best shot we're gonna get to break into that prison. We gotta take it. Otherwise, nobody will be sitting on an antidote that can save humanity from this thing.
Yeah, let's do this.
And I thought everyone was too busy fighting each other to watch out for innocents. Let me help. I can activate the portal for you.
Thanks, Robbie.
Go on through. I'll be ready to help you anytime.
So he becomes one of our heroes. He's on a he's a fun hero. So he's essentially like he became a hero. Like he originally had like kinetic power stuff, and then it turned into after he was in that one big blow up accident, and it changed his powers so that he can only do it when he feels pain. So he literally is wearing like an Iron Maiden sort of outfit that has spikes that digs into him, so he can access his powers. And like he has like 7 that are super long that are based off the 7 children that were killed in the blast. It's super dark actually, and I love it. Okay, let's see, where are we going? Negative zone. Let's watch as they both continue to make the situation worse. S.H.I.E.L.D. by continuing to inject nanites because they're not listening to us. Oh look, Gambit's abilities. Violent matter, deconstruction, and heightened physical abilities. Gambit's abilities are actually being able to control the kinetic energy in a given object. And since, you know, kinetic energy is the energy of power, you literally can put so much power behind like something small like a playing card that it hits with explosive force. It's not actually explosive.
It's a lot easier to get into this place than getting out. I'll head to the portal control room to make sure this gate's open for us when it's time to book. The nanite labs are a few levels below us. Head down there and grab us that pure sample. I'll meet you back here.
Yeah, Pennant's backstory is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was kicking butt back when your mama was wiping yours. I can handle myself.
I just like hearing him say that. That's why I chose the option.
There I should be able to help clear your way. Now get going.
So we've had to do playthroughs that are entirely defensive, entirely aggressive, entirely diplomatic to get different medals. So I know most of the responses in this game. But I just like him saying, like, yeah, do we even know how old Nick Fury actually is? He's just the, you know, he's the old warhorse. It's fun, you know? That's right. I just, like, when you have an area effect people, like, I got two dudes that have, like a bow staff attack, and she's got her other, like, ground pound thing. It's like, really? Do you need anything else when you have that? Area effect moves are definitely the way you win, like, in most any sort of big fighty environment. Especially in D&D. Always good to have area of effect moves. Because then, if you know, you don't have to worry about aiming. Express our great is aiming. Oh my gosh. I try and play it straight, but then sometimes I'm just like, you know, you guys are getting annoying. Girls do have more fun. I just love her voice lines because they're just so sassy. I love it. Anyway. That's no. You don't want to do that. Why would you stop bringing nanite agents online? Like, even if you didn't know this was going badly, maybe stop doing that.
Sounds like you're prepping someone for nanite injection. Try to stop them before they use up that pure sample we're after.
Things in my face. Okay. Let me get the gamut. Rude. Just trying to throw it, like, also, you ever consider sometimes when you have someone like Gambit who's like, his whole thing is like, man, how many packs of stupid gnat around my face? It's annoying the heck out of me. When you, like, hear your thing about, like, people like Gambit? No. Jeez. Can't focus on boss fights when I got gnats in my face. Bugs find me no matter where I am. I'm literally way, way back in the like one of the farthest things in our house, and I'm still finding bugs. Just love to just popping up guys like that, you know? Fun times. Fun times. Anyway, but, what was I saying? Saying something. But you ever think about, like, how, like, Gambit he does all these things, like, how many packs of cards must he be carrying in that coat? Whenever you have to say, I'm gonna skip these safety protocols, you're probably not making a good decision. Yeah, in the meanwhile, we're just gonna fight the ice fire demon thing. These ones you have to try and get them on the edge because they do way more damage. Yeah, bugs left me. I've been meaning to look it up. I'm like, I know there's like a certain thing, like certain like things either about body types or blood types or stuff like that that like you attract more bugs. And I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I'm like, I am always attracting bugs. Okay, just use my little ray beams. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Yep, give me to his invulnerable state. Rude. See, Penance is actually a good person for this fight because he's immune to kinetic and fire damage. So you still have to worry about the ice, but he can handle most of the rest of the stuff. Gotta use my charge attack. Let's see, stop doing that. Like how all of them are just Miss Marvel shooting lasers while various guys throw projectiles. Or you're Daredevil, you're just like you're Daredevil, you're just like, let me just whip everything. You're so close. There we go. Laser beams for the win? Or I don't know, photon beams. I think her powers are like sun-based or something in this continuity. I don't remember. Let's actually check real fast. Let me see if anyone needs upgrades. Okay, can't upgrade those. All your abilities aren't totally upgraded. Let's see here. Let's add one more to that. Let's add one more to that. And yeah, I can't do anything else with you. Do more with you. Put one more in that. Put one more in that. Machine, let's go. Let's go more of that. Don't have the powers to do that. Put one more in that. So why not? Yeah, this is good. See what else we got with you. Really, if you have 52 card, yeah. See, like once you get high enough, you can do some serious damage with this move. The other one's good because it has pop-ups, so it's really good for guarding enemies to get them in the air. I don't know what that is. Let's just put one more of that. We'll put one more into that. I'll put one more there. I've been using you this whole time. I don't even upgrade your powers. Yeah, let's just leave it like that for right now. Nope. Nope. Don't need that. Raises damage. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since I haven't switched you out yet, I will at some point, but as long as I'm not, I might as well upgrade your things. Okay, and check. It's good enough. Anyway, let's go forth and conquer. And more robots. Sure. Like, never really think about like the material it takes. Oh, these are the exploding kinds. Screw you guys. Stupid exploding robots. I like how everyone's at low health because we got all super exploded. Good times, good times. Everyone is in the red except for Deadpool because he auto heals. Great. Exploding robots are the best. Okay, let's go. Head the other direction, I guess. Oh, great. Rocket launchers. Love those. Like, I'm seriously at so little health right now. I just don't. I don't even have enough for a charge attack yet.
I love my job.
I'm sure you do, Miss Marvel. I will steadily get energy back. Just takes a while. He died? Good, he died. Okay, let's get going. I at least want to have a charge attack, so if I need to hit a lot of people at once, I can't hit a lot of people at once. Okay, bring on the enemies. I know they're here. I like how their decontamination field is literally just a hallway of lasers. Like, man, they have some intense bugs in here, I guess. That they have that powerful of a decontamination field. Just fine. Running, 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 running. When in doubt, just random punch all the things. I'm gonna do this till the last end is leveled. I need to do something about these bugs. They're quite distracting. Okay, we're all good. We're still all very low. Well, poor Daredevil. We're still all very low health. Gambit already died. He probably got caught by the lasers, if I had to guess. You know? Is that the... Cool, now we got Thor. I think. Yep, we unlocked Thor. I'm not gonna use him, but we unlocked him. I'm waiting until we can find Phoenix. Why don't you stand up? Thank you. I don't care who stands up, just... I can't activate the attack when they're both knocked down. Indeed, we've broken through. Thank you for noticing. Everyone? No. Still this dude. Yep, we're going. You're lucky today, dude. I'm sure something will go wrong. I'm sure something will go wrong. Turn crossing, 508. I like your little symbol thing. Those little wing things are cute.
Are those the conduits we saw in the schematics? Yeah. You only expose power cables for both main systems and the backup.
Why would you have that?
And all the cells open up, including S.H.I.E.L.D.'s remote control super criminals? You got it. But the released prisoners might give S.H.I.E.L.D. more than they can handle, at least for a few minutes. Could help cover our escape.
Yes, this is a questionable choice, and we're going to take it. Also, why would you design it that way? That it would be the one place where it's like. So the good news is that all our friends are free. Bad news is everyone that we are trying to stop is free. So literally all the villains that are under like nanite control right now are all free. This is, you know. She punches him and he punches her and they punch the next.
Never thought the cavalry would look quite like that, but I'll take it.
And no one notices those little things on their back? Because no one is paying attention.
Nanite control, watch what you're doing to those prisoners. They just... Damn it, Swanson! Get those prisoners attacking the right targets! We're trying, sir, but they're not responding. The inhibitor transmissions aren't having any effect. And despite their nanochains, shut them down, now! No effect, Mr. Stark. The villains are completely out of control.
Surprise! Oh, exactly. You don't say. Wow, if only someone had warned us. Why did she just dramatically wait?
Looks like Fury was right about your nanite-injected slaves. We had it under control until you busted in here and released them.
Gentlemen, I suggest we focus on getting our people out of here alive.
Yeah, you come in, Mr. Fantastic. Love your little heart emojis, those are beautiful. Go figure, the one thing we are trying to stop happened. Yeah. So let's. So let's do a brief recap of all the things that went wrong in the last 5 minutes. So Gap hit the portal. He hit the power lines, which opened all the cells, which did free their unit, our friends, but also unleashed literally all the nanite controlled villains, making them 10 times stronger, which is what we were trying to prevent, and also knocking out our only way home. Like, literally, when they knocked out the power, like, part of that is like, hey, let's knock out the main power. It'll do all the release cells and give us a chance to escape. But the main power knocks out the exit. What use is a distraction? It's a distraction. I can't talk. What use is a distraction if it's literally locking out your only way home? We're in another dimension, for crying out loud. What use is that when you knowingly are taking out the power that will let you escape? Again, I'm not faulting it. It just shows that they're really not thinking through any of their choices at this point. And like, Mr. Fantastic's like, yeah, we just need to get out of here. Well, Wonder Man and Dagger are okay, I guess.
Where did you... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Look, we need your help. Something's gone wrong with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s nanite control system.
Wow, didn't see that one coming. If only you had been warned. We'll be diplomatic, though, because you are a leader.
High and dry on Fury's say so? There's a word for that.
Steve, we don't have time to go over this. It's going to take teamwork to get everyone out in one piece.
Yes.
But this portal's offline. We're going to need to fight for the escaped inmates to get power flowing to it again.
It won't be easy. They've hijacked the wireless network we set up for them, and are somehow using it to make themselves nearly invulnerable.
You have? Okay then. Sounds like a plan. Get power flowing to this portal.
Loving the hearts in the chat. They're very nice.
Cap and I can hold this portal as a rally point. If you're able to rescue anyone along the way, send them back here.
And I'm sorry about what I said before. You and Fury were fighting this threat while the rest of us were just fighting each other. I only hope it's not too late.
Well, it probably will be, considering the sort of day we're having today, but, you know, let's continue to hope.
Guess I'll switch us over to their radio frequency. In the flash start. That anything big speech.
I hate to say it, old man. You were right. We should listen.
Yes.
We're just lucky you and your team saw this coming.
You are. You're extremely lucky. Just go around and punch all the things. I don't know, just something so satisfying about just punching boxes and, you know, just watching them fall into little tiny pieces. Very cathartic. These little glowy orb things are fun too, because like hit them and they like pull everything in. This, kids, is why you don't mess with nanites. It's okay, we almost got exploded before, we'll be fine. Oh, electric 4 panels. Yes, never pick a fight with a girl. Especially not this girl. Come on, stay down. Do so love area effect. Or don't, you know. Don't think. Her beam thing is very powerful, it's just it's got such a narrow scope, it's so hard to aim with. Rude. Okay. It's like, what was with that robot? They just not load correctly. Yeah, you hit those little freaky looking orbs, and they turn like little mini black holes and pull all the things in. It's always so fun to look at. Okay, going up.
Start. Any idea how we can this power sharing?
Target the ones in orange. They're the high power level superhumans. Beyond that, I have no expectations.
Fun times, fun times. I like how we're literally like this random little. I like if you use the same group of heroes the whole way through, it's fun because you can be like, we're this little ragtag group who's just like, yep, we knew what was going on before you guys did, way before you guys did, and you were lucky that we took care of this for you. And we were here ready and waiting to deal with all of your problems that you created. But yeah, sure. I have nothing doing. I'm not doing anything this Tuesday. I can handle it. I just love the idea of the, you know, like being the one outside the group, like the one person outside the group being like, sure, let me handle it. They say take down like the big guy first before the small guys, but the big guy has a bigger health bar, so I'm just smashing the heck out of everything. I'm just gonna hit whoever I can hit. He's literally on the edge. I know I can knock him off if he just... There we go. Daredevil's whip I thought was a tongue for a moment, and it's a weird moment. Can you stop throwing stuff? Dude. Seriously. Do not appreciate. I'll use a team attack on the next area. Level up! Something I always liked in the Sonic Heroes games is that they always had level up every time they had their level up their powers, because all the characters could have like 3 power boosts to get their maximum thing. I just like how they all said it differently. What do you think I'm doing, dude? Like, I like how they're like, let us continue to give you orders as I'm trying to figure out, like, literally everything right now.
I can't disable those things up here. Should be these panels you can trigger to help clear your way. Area clear. I'm heading to the portal.
Close enough. Yeah, we're on it. Help out with Cage. Yep, we're trying to help out ourselves right now, in case you haven't noticed. Okay, I gotta wait for those to cycle around. Those are like the most annoying like hazard puzzles to me are the ones that take a time to reset, where you have to like, hey, walk on. Like, there's no fire on these right now. Like, the fire just didn't load in properly. On it. Like, you see these ones that, like, there's nothing loading there? But I was still getting hurt by it. Love that. Great times. Something over here. Yep. Don't worry, I'll save you. Like how sometimes, you know, in these sort of things also kind of boils down to which of my moves does the most damage. Oh no, I'm no way going to turn into a zombie. It's kind of like, what's my most powerful move? Just let me spam it. That's how I play Smash half the time too. I'll be like, here's the move that does a lot of damage. I'm just gonna keep spamming it. Because I'm sure that'll be fine. Good times, good times. Please die. Like this beam thing she has is actually, interestingly, is her most powerful move. It just has such a small area of effect I have to really aim with it. And it doesn't do me any good to do it up close. Unlike all her other moves that are, like, have a good area of effect. Like, she has this also, like, other dodge one is really good. That I just killed him with, ironically enough. But, that one's fun. Die. 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 Thank you very much. Very much. Okay, let's... Oh, I gotta rescue him first. Good times. Okay, Mr. Cage.
Those freaks meant business. I'm gonna go help Cap at the portal.
You do that. We're totally fine.
Never hurts to have a spare.
Okay, did I grab it? Okay. Good, I don't know.
They share one mind. They want to add more and more people to their group. And they'll kill anyone who stands in the way.
It's ironic when you think about it.
We can't let that happen, Stark. No matter what.
Just a reminder, you made this thing. Congratulations.
Oh, great. Now the prison bots come back online. I'll eliminate
And blowing things up. Little R2D2 dude just with his little tray. Guys are being annoying. These big heavy ones are just a pain. Please stay down, just stay down. I'm so tired of punching you all. So many robots. So many robots. This is easier in 2-player because at least you can like kind of divide and conquer. Well, one of you went down, I'll take that. I have to picture Nick Fury's hacking is just him banging the console.
Get me out of here! They're trying to turn me into one of them!
Yeah, we're working on it, girl. Trust me, we're working on it. I don't know who the girl in the white is, to be honest.
Get out of this thing while it's energized.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Have to move off the front line.
Like I'm just constantly throwing, constantly. Put me in a giant hamster ball. Yeah, exactly. Nothing worse than a hamster ball. Okay. Let's get one of these guys down, we'd be fine. Girl fight. I don't even know who you are. You're a villain, I know that. I don't think I fought you in anything else though. I don't know who you are. Like, I know you're Bullseye. I know that. You're a Daredevil thing, so actually kind of fitting that I have Daredevil right now, but... Rude.
You're on my radar.
I think that was... you're on my radar. I'm not sure... is that either Daredevil or Bullseye? Oh boy. Please die. You're so close. You're so close. Just go down. Make my life. There we go. Nice. The girl in white looks like Emma... Yeah, she's not Emma Frost. She's wearing a mask, and Emma Frost never wears a mask. Emma Frost wouldn't be a villain. I don't know who she is, because she's using, like, weird, like... sparkly powers? I don't know. I feel like she was here before. But, like... I don't remember her name. Be cool if Everfrost was in this. You don't really have any psychic people. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Dude, I'm trying to punch one of your other dude that's on the ground, and you won't let me do that because you're punching me. Okay. He's right in front of you. Punch the dude. Okay. Electric damage is by far the most annoying because it paralyzes. The other one burns, but like paralyzing is annoying as all heck. Kind of like paralyzing is like the most annoying status in my opinion in Pokemon because not only does it lower speed and like not only do you have a chance of not acting every turn, but lower speed. So even if you do act, you're always like going to be acting last. There's less like burn is annoying because it hurts you each turn and lowers your attack, but if you're a special attacker, that doesn't matter. You know, paralyzing hurts everyone. Oh, please tell me we're almost there. How many of our people, when we say our people, are we trying to get out exactly? I know, I'm assuming both sides came with like 20. Stupid Nat. Let me guess, I'm gonna run into like 5 boss fights on the way. Because, you know, that would just... It's never as easy as, hey, escape! Oh, how about that? Didn't even make it out of the room. Let me whip you and throw my lasers at you. I just found Daredevil being a pretty interesting villain. Not villain. Hero. He's not a villain. Hero. Because of, like, you know... He's kind of like Tony Stark, who falls into the, like, well, not like Tony Stark, but he's one of those heroes that his disability became his power. Which is pretty cool. You know? I think it's interesting when, like, it's not just a, hey, I woke up and I had superpowers one day. It's more like, well, I'm blind, but on a bonus, I got echolocation and super strength stuff going on. I don't even know if he has super strength or not. I just know he has some, like, his whole echolocation thing. But, please die. Nothing but dudes. Constant dudes everywhere. Can't say that we only have a bunch of random male prisoners that all have the same brown hair. Where are my female prisoners? Where are my blonde prisoners? A little variety. But I always thought, I remember that, like, we were talking about the Daredevil movie the other night, I'm like, I always thought his abilities were kind of interesting, when you think about it. Let's see if I can bring back... Damn it. Because I would like some extra help on this. Slings rocks at me, that's the best. Gotta be wary of those rocks, you know? Laser, 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 running. Laser. Laser. Gambit's on fire. Laser, laser. Please die, you're so close. There we go. Uncollectible. Good thing. Decisive. I'm sure it's something we're gonna have to do. Sure, why not? Literally had to fight against everything else here. Okay, stop hitting me. I don't care if there's like 4 of you. Stop hitting me. I'm just trying to walk here. Dude. The other reason I use this is kind of like, is because it gives me a little height so I can hopefully dodge over things when it does it. Punch the things, punch the things. Oh. Fine. Flamethrowers in the floor, and sure, why not? Let me hit you so you can die. Okay. Now they have guns. Why even bother having super... Like, these guys are throwing fireballs and lightning blasts. Then there's the dudes that just have guns. And I'm just like, well, that's a thing, I guess. Like, honestly, you know, it's kind of like, why bother at that point? I hate the flamethrower things, they're annoying. Okay, let's keep going. You have to be almost there at this point, right? Yes, I activated it. Thank you. Have to be almost there at this point. I'm just, whenever I see the floors, I'm just waiting for them to start burning. We just left him on the ground? Really? Sure, why not? It's pretty much zombie virus, who cares? Okay, laser, 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 laser. Okay. And then you punch it. Shit. I remember what my dad said what type of villain he was again. Besides the fact that he's like, here, let me have this little spinny blade on my hand. Okay, he did.
And I took it easy on you, too.
Really? Would have thought that.
One-sided conversation.
Cap, it's our only chance to keep this from spreading to Earth. Send me the codes, Tony. I can trigger the destruction sequence from here that meets you at the portal.
Just how like some of the areas of the floors just burst into flames, and it's like, sure, why not? So electric things on the wall, fire things in front of me, just damage, damage everywhere, people. Moonstone, that's who she is apparently. I don't know who Moonstone is, but now we know her name's Moonstone. So I guess that's a thing? I'll have to ask my dad about it later, if he knows a Moonstone in terms of supervillain.
Hope you all felt that.
Did we get everyone yet? Nope, there's still one dude chasing me. Two dudes. Indeed. Are we good? Is that everyone? I'm gonna assume that's everyone, and we're going to go to the next floor.
This is Nick Fury to all friendly forces. We're gonna blow this place to kingdom come. Use your butts to the portal double time.
Yes, we want all the butts before we leave. What is all these stupid flamethrowers? Really tired of them. Okay, just go down. Jeez. Electrical floor panels, just annoying. Like, everywhere I go, I'm gonna step on something. Rude! Let me get off the stupid floor panel. Oh. I will admit, I agree with my dad on this. This part of the game is quite punchy. She can fly, apparently, I guess. I really am kind of curious what Moonstone's powers are. I also like that, like, there were, like, dialogue lines and stuff like that change as they, as you go along. Like, now they're talking about nanites. When they weren't before. Like, I like that. Some little things. Or like, you know, they'll change their voice lines when you're in like a rebel versus registered area or stuff like that. Like it's not just the same 4 cache lines. They do change a little bit. Yeah, I'm working on it. That doesn't look stupid at all. Gosh, his helmet looks dumb. He's so short. It's like a dwarf. We're working on it. Trust me, we're working on it. Diamondback? Oh. That lady. She's the one that you fought those with the cyborg lady, I think. Oh great, they're combining powers now. Nice. There's no way that's gonna be a problem. I like how they're just like, well, good luck guys. Hope you're fine. Like, really, where is Captain America and Iron Man at this point? He's kinda like chilling. Like, hope you're good, guys. You got it. You got this. I don't even know what I'm punching or who I'm punching at this point. I'm just punching. Yes, it is a really one-sided conversation. I can't even repeat her lines. Oh, never mind. There's Iron Man. Okay, I take that back. Iron Man's right there. For a moment, I was like, where are you guys? Are you going to give me any help? No, never mind. There he is.
Resistance is thinning out a bit here, Fury. Is that self-destruct set?
Oh, we're doing the most to hang in here we possibly could. Fun times, fun times. They run out of bodies to throw at us eventually.
Need some backup here. Clones do have more fun.
Come on, come on. Oh, I think, dude, I don't know where that whirlwind guy's from, but he's so funny looking. I know how we killed him, but I guess we killed him. Cool. Go us. Really, I don't know why you wouldn't use anything but the clearing ones, because they have the like, best area. The other ones you have to, like, aim. Like, who wants to aim? Come on, let me punch you up. Blonde to blonde, I'll beat you. Oh, Captain America's over there. Cool, I didn't even see him there. Nice.
Looks like they backed off at the moment, Fury. Can you trigger the destruct sequence or not?
Close enough. Head through the portal and make sure only the good guys come through.
Just gonna run around here. Let us be off.
Get going. I'll be right behind you.
And you better believe that, you know, it's not gonna be as easy as we self-destruct and we call it a day. You know we haven't hit any final boss moment yet. Something will go wrong.
Me. Was Fury behind you?
Closed off from the other side. What do you think it means? Did Fury
Step
detonate?
to one side, Captain. You and your friends here are under arrest.
Oh, put a sock in it.
Pete's sick, Hill. These people need medical attention.
He's right. Lower your weapons and call in the medics.
No, Stark.
I'm under direct orders from the President. The SRA dictates that these unregistered...
We're giving everyone temporary amnesty on my authority. At least until we figure out what just happened. If you have a problem with that, Commander Hill, you're going to have to take it up with all of us.
She realized pretty quickly that she's completely outmatched by a bunch of superhumans.
Get the medics down here.
Look, she looks so grumpy.
So many lives apparently lost, and yet lost so that many more lives might be saved. We may not know the true fate of Nicholas Fury, but we do know he showed his willingness to sacrifice himself on behalf of us all. For him, and for the rest of the missing and presumed deceased, we ask Almighty God
Look at all my people.
to watch over their souls.
They're all in the superhero outfits except for Iron Man. I love that.
I've got to hand it to Fury. I'm not sure we ever would have found this place if you hadn't led us here.
It's a good thing we were able to help him while there was still time. Too bad he had to die before the rest of you paid attention.
Yep. Give it to him, girl.
Right, but I'm not ready to buy that Fury and the others are dead. Not yet. We found no bodies, detected no explosion. How can we be sure what really happened?
Tony and I have already been over this a dozen times. We can't be sure. Not without a working portal to the negative zone. And that will take us weeks to bring online.
Great. So in the meantime, it just goes down as a mystery?
Yes. But we do have some evidence of Fury's success. I've been monitoring, and there's still no sign of the Nanite Collective signals here on Earth. It's a shame that Tinkerer seems to have escaped. I was hoping his research would corroborate my own. Still, I believe I can use this scanner to confirm that the nanites haven't... Oh no.
What is it?
Nanite control signals. Hundreds. Maybe thousands of them.
Well, that's not good.
Fury failed?
We all failed. We lost our way.
Yeah, no duh.
And now the world pays the price.
Surprise, surprise.
We're facing what looks like a full-scale invasion. Let's meet at the briefing station ASAP.
I'm just gonna walk around a little bit to collect things, but I think that'd probably be a good place for me to stop for tonight, since we've gone through most of the major story beats. But I'm sorry, I just like sticking to Maria Hill in this. She's fine in the movies, but I'm like, she looks so grumpy, because she got one-upped, and I like how she's like, I'm sticking to my protocol. I'm like, that's why I don't like her. When at the end of the day, the reason I don't like her, even when I'm willing to give even Iron Man a pass, it comes down to the fact that, like, hey, we have people bleeding out right now because we just all got completely nailed. You know? And, we really, really need to get, to essentially stop waving flags and all come to an agreement here. And she's the one being like, oh, you guys aren't registered, so we can't do anything about you. Let's see. Actually, you have a, alternate costume I just unlocked, I think. Oh, nice. I like that. You don't have yours yet. Do you have yours? No. Don't like that. Gosh, he looks like he's from a punk metal band or something. I'll just leave you guys here for now. I'm just gonna upgrade my two people I tend to use the most. See if they can have anything more. Okay, increases buff duration. Put one more in that. Put one more in that. And put one more in that. Cool. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. And let's put a little bit more into your that. I don't think you have enough for that. Let's see what Gambit has. Put a little more in that. Put a little more in that. And cool. And it's yours. I don't use you, but you have a really good ability, so I'm gonna just leave it up there. That one there. And Actually, let's take this one off and put one more in this one. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Cool. Okay, I think we got all that for now. And I'm going to game save. So I think that's where we're going to save and quit for tonight. I think that's pretty good. I had fun. We've been going pretty far in this. It's nice just sometimes to play a game for a couple hours. So thank you for everyone who's there, anyone who might still be watching. Glad for everyone who showed up tonight, old and new, lurkers and non-alike. We will be back this Friday. My dad just presented a good point. We are going to be having games on Friday, so we might move our regular stream day from Friday to Saturday. Or maybe Thursday. I don't know. I have to talk to Madeline about it when she's back in this state. But we'll decide what we're going to do. Whatever happens, we will still be streaming twice a week, because we do enjoy doing that quite a lot. But, we're just going to finish up this game on Friday. To be honest, we're really close to the end of the game. So I think that we could definitely complete it in another stream. It's been fun. I've been enjoying all this superhero talk. It's kind of a nostalgia rush for me because I've been in this game so many times, and it's always nice to come back to. So yeah, had a little bit of a weird start earlier. Something was off with our streaming and stuff like that, but I enjoyed it. I hope everyone else has enjoyed it. Thanks to everyone who showed up, and we will see you all. Oh yeah, definitely show up on Friday. We'll get into the thrilling conclusion to the Civil War thing. More girl boss moments, more throwing cards around, more shooting lasers and getting burned and electrocuted, and other random things that happen when you live the life of a superhero. So I will see you guys all Friday. Thank you for everyone who showed up, and good night.